The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
I really wish there was more lore to the skeleton.
Why
we address
do you...
the super chat immediately?
Oh no, we'll get that at the end. We'll get that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, welcome everybody to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. With me today, as usual, is my co-host, Garrulus64.
Hello, that's me. Hello.
And here, by popular demand, we have special guest, BikuriBox12.
Howdy.
Hey. This is always
Welcome.
the part I struggle with now, is what to say after we get the hellos out of the way.
Say, how are you?
How are we doing today, fellas?
It's a pretty good day. How about you? How about
Pretty
yourself?
good day. It's okay. I'm hungry. I didn't get to eat before this, but I'm doing all right. I can make it to the end of the
It was
stream.
because you forgot your homework and decided to do it at the very last minute, so you couldn't get a burger.
I know.
Never changes.
I know what happened. I was there.
How long you been doing this podcast for?
Yeah, Dylan, how long have we been doing this podcast for?
You got 126 episodes, I see.
I've been here for maybe 5 of those. And the other ones, there's about 126, I think. 126 episodes of funny boys doing funny things.
Yeah, we're in a generational shift, so we're just having a lot of guests on.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Who have you had so far? Like, what are some other... Oh, actually, no, I just recently watched the one with Noah and Copeland on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was a really good watch, because, obviously, you know, triple 16-bit. It's a gem. Always fun to see a creator talking about, like, their process and whatnot.
It's fantastic.
You can also, like, relate to them a lot.
I felt kind of bad that I didn't get to join in that episode, so at a later date, I had him on, and we did, like, a little playthrough of Sonic triple 16-bit together.
Oh, that's the one I watched. Yeah.
Oh, you watched that one. Okay. Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
so surreal playing a game while having the developer of the game there to give me advice on how to not skill issue.
Yeah. It helps when it's good too.
Oh yeah,
you don't want to have to lie to them.
That game is amazing.
I think that
It's incredible.
and like Sonic and the Fallen Star were like the classic Sonic carriers of like 2022, was it when they came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the face of that year, pretty much.
Oh yeah, they were amazing.
They carried 2023 as well, even though Superstars came out.
I'm looking forward to Moon Facility as well.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. They got Holly on the soundtrack again. Art style's just as good as ever, probably a little better. And they said they're gonna make they took a lot of feedback into account. They're gonna try to make the game even bigger and better. That's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be sweet. I'm so excited. Like, I think I'm more excited as far as like classic Sonic games go, I'm more excited for what these fans are coming up with than what Sega are coming up with when it comes to classic Sonic anyway. Like modern Sonic, I'm looking forward to like, the next Frontiers or Dream Team or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think classic Sonic is in a good place with the fans at this point.
Yeah, they've had years of practice.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
So
at
much
the
development.
very least, it plays well this time. Like it's not a. I always think about when Mania released and then Forces released, and you have the two classic Sonic playstyles, and the one in Forces is like
Right, yeah.
awful, and it's like it was like embarrassing, because like Mania was like so
Yeah.
good.
Dude,
It was made-
2017
But, like,
was an
nowadays, it's a
embarrassing
lot
year for
better.
Sonic Team.
Like Superstars plays really well.
Yeah, it feels way better than
I mean,
the previous Sonic Team attempts.
yeah, it's like definitely a good shot at it. It's just there are like level design issues and glitches and things.
I am
And it is
probably
kinda weird.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say it is kind of weird that Sonic. I mean, obviously, I'm not on the inside. I don't know, but it is weird that Sonic Team struggled so much to recreate those physics. Whenever just on that podcast with Noah, he was talking about how there's like a spreadsheet or a document that tells you all about how to make
Yes.
Sonic physics for fan
Yeah.
games. I think one of the comments was like, "Does Sonic Team know about this?"
They should
Sonic
read it.
Team read
They
the
can do. So I don't know. Like, maybe
studying
it's just
sucks.
an
They don't
issue
do
with,
that.
like with the engine, like developing, like in the case of Forces, like Hedgehog Engine 2, maybe it just doesn't work with that for a 2.5D game combining with it. I don't know the specifics on that, but it is weird that it took an entirely different team to do it twice, and that Sonic Team just kind of threw in the towel on that. Maybe it's just not their thing. I don't know, but
It's interesting as well though, because like when you look at like Superstars, I think it was Christian Whitehead maybe or someone else said that the physics for that game had been basically pulled from Retro Engine and translated into
Yeah.
Unity, and so it's pretty much 1-to-1 as far as I understand. But the thing is, it comes with some of the collision issues that come with the Retro Engine Sonic games as well. This was something I especially noticed in like Sonic Origins, was that like
Yeah.
Sonic only has to stub his toe to die from crush damage in those games, compared to the original versions where there was a little bit more
I mean,
leeway.
Have you ever stubbed your
true.
toe? Like it's awful.
Well,
it's
yeah, no, I
despicable.
want to die when I stub my toe, but I don't want Sonic making it look easy, you know?
You want to
Could you
jump in the
still-
air and do like a death animation.
Yeah.
actually, I was gonna say, can you still do the thing? I think you can, where you like jump to like shrink your hitbox so that way you don't get crushed as quickly. Because that's what I would always do. Like
it's
against, like,
translated
the-
over from the old engine, probably.
I mean, that's the
Probably,
thing, though. The big tell for me is in Act 1 of Egg Fortress, where there's this one platform where it's got an
Oh,
ever
yeah.
so slightly diagonal edge, and Sonic can die from being on top of the platform as it crushes down.
Yeah, and then there's the one that like falls straight down and then falls up in reverse, and you can get crushed both ways.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember that one. I definitely time-stamped that. But then I was like, I think everybody also encountered this, so maybe it's not that unique to point out. But I'll do it anyway.
Before we get too carried away, I do have the terms and conditions of the show to go through for the audience and those who aren't already in the know. If you're watching us on Twitch, welcome. This is our very first episode streamed on Twitch, so this is quite a historical occasion. But as per the usual, things like super chats or whatever the Twitch equivalent is, can you tell I've never used Twitch before, they get read out at the end of the episode. This episode, as always, is brought to you thanks to the support of our patrons. And if you are someone who likes to listen to these over on podcast services such as Spotify, Deezer, D's Nuts, the works, well,
Can't believe you.
Wait a minute.
we are now up to date on those services and now available on Apple Podcasts for the very first time. I've been hauling ass this past week. So, yeah, that's now available. I'm just going to quickly check the Patreon to see if we got any questions specifically for you, Bick. Because,
Sure.
you know what, that caught on. That caught on pretty quickly.
Oh, cool.
Because I put a little thing out just asking people if they had any questions for you. If they don't take it personally, because I, asked them, literally, a few hours ago. So,
No, that's fine. Yeah.
yeah, they got nothing. We got a like
I'm
on
gonna
the post.
take it personally for you.
We got nothing.
We got nothing.
Makes my job easier. That's fine.
Okay, then, great.
All right, so now you can just sit there and say as little as you want because nobody asked for any questions.
Yeah, no
We're
one
just
even,
gonna talk about
no one even wants
throw out
to be
some
here.
one-liners.
That's just how it is.
Talk about the super chat money more.
Sometimes the chat can be a good source of questions, though, like just like talking points.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But unless they've paid, we cannot acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I read
paywall of
every single chat
acknowledgement.
message.
The dream is to have this whole show behind a paywall someday. But first, I think it behooves
That's
us
awful.
to at least celebrate a little bit of the 10th anniversary of Sonic Boom. It's been 10 years since that little
Right.
offshoot project, the quote-unquote Sonic Renaissance, was announced to the world. Obviously, very
True.
divisive announcement. In the end, clearly, years later, we don't have a Sonic Boom. But how
Did not go out with a boom. It went out with a whimper.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? 2014 is the year I became a Sonic fan. So it's very, in retrospect, a funny year to look at
What got you
because
in?
of what was happening. I just got curious. I think I was watching Game Grumps play Sonic 06, and I was like, I gotta see what this is about. Like, I wanna, like, I've known about Sonic. I've always known about it. I know people who have played it, and I was like, all right. I was like, let me just take a look at like what some of the games people like are, some of the ones I don't want. And I remember I bought 06 and Unleashed at the same time, so I could like play one that was like unpolished and polished, all that. I kind of have like the comparison.
See kind of the litmus
then-
test of Sonic.
Yeah, I just wanted to play them both, and then I played 06, and actually I played 06. I don't know if it was a demo or if it was just like I was at a hotel and it had like an Xbox 360 set up there, and it had 06 as like the game you could play in like the lobby or whatever. And so I watched the opening cutscene. I thought it looked awesome, and then I got to the hub, and then I could no longer progress, so I just went back to the room. But that's like technically the first Sonic game I played, so it kind of like was cool that it was also the one that then I went and sought out myself and played all the way through for the first time.
Yeah, you had to like make it right. You had to fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like, I don't know if I knew that at the time, but in hindsight, I think it's a kind of a cool little connection now. But yeah, that was the first one I played, mainly because of curiosity. I wanted to see, was it really that bad? And I was like, like obviously I see the issues, but I didn't like hate my time playing it.
I had a similar experience when it came to Sonic 06 because
Yeah.
I had basically watched every review of it under the sun before actually getting the game.
Yeah.
And that
So
was
there
the
was
thing.
some hype.
Is I kind of knew what to expect by that point. I think the thing with Sonic 06 is, I described it in a previous episode as, it's a game that wants to be left alone. It doesn't want to be played because it is uncooperative. But if you know that specific way that 06 wants you to play it, that non-intuitive way that 06 wants you to play it, you can actually have a really good time with it.
Yeah, there's a way. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, I think a handful of Sonic games are kind of like that. Like there's a bit of maybe a learning curve in the beginning or some jank you kind of have to get around. And then when you get to the good stuff, it's good.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with that is like, sure, there's a good way to do it, but if it's bad, like the first 6 times you have to play it before it gets
Well,
good, like
yeah,
I just don't want to.
6 times maybe. Yeah.
Like for that
Yeah.
game specifically, or just like
Yeah.
sometimes there might be some bullshit level design here and there. Certain games.
I mean, I could do 6 times. I mean, like, I got a stack of unfinished games. Never played them. Yeah, I'm on like playthrough number 5
Play
of Sonic
06
Frontiers.
9 times.
Yeah, there's definitely a threshold on like how much you're gonna put up with to learn it, but it just depends on the context. Especially like if you're like a content creator and you want to like review something, you want to review like the whole product. You don't want to like miss out on like some key info. So you might be more inclined to play it than like someone who's more casual or has like a like you said, a big stack of games you got to get to.
I would still say that like, if there's fun to be had with it, I can give it a recommendation based on that. But like,
Yeah.
you gotta know the weird way 06 wants you to play it.
Yeah, acknowledge both ways.
But that's another thing is like, speaking of like say Sonic Boom, I know that I didn't really properly experience Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric until well after the fact. And truth be told, I was a little shocked by what I found because, I mean, to be fair, I played it on an emulator first, and I actually had just an okay time with it. Like, I thought the game was an unremarkable, fairly low quality Jak and Daxter clone. And as it so happens, I kind of like Jak and Daxter, so give me Jak and Daxter with Sonic on it, and I'm okay with that. I don't think it's amazing. I think it kind of fails as a Sonic experience, but I thought the game was okay. Bear in mind, it had also had a sizable patch by this point. But I did also play it on my buddy Nick's Wii U, so I could actually play it on the original hardware, and I still didn't have too bad of a time with it, you know? I don't know about you, boys.
I never did play it, so I just completely skipped out on it, mainly because it was Wii.
Yeah.
It's a very good reason to. I have a crazy story about the day Sonic 06... Sorry, not Sonic 06. The day Sonic Boom came out.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly what I was doing, and I think it's a story. I think it's an okay story.
I want to hear it.
So when the day Sonic Boom, was it Rise of Lyric and Shattered Crystal came out? It came out the same day. I was in college, and it was my first year of college, I believe. And I was supposed to be writing a 20-page paper because my classes were insane. They should not have had that for a first-year student, but and it wasn't even an English class, which is crazy. But so I was supposed to be writing a 20-page paper. It was due the next day. I hadn't started it yet because I'm not very good at like time management, you know. So on my way home from school, I went to go pick up my pre-orders of Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, and Shattered Crystal. And I was thinking, hey, these are my rewards for today. I'm gonna figure out how to write this paper about the climate of New Mexico or whatever the heck they had me writing about. And I'm gonna play these Sonic games afterwards. I'm gonna have a great time. So I sit down with these games on my desk, like looking at me the whole time. Because I'm like, remember, this is what you're in it for. You're just gonna play these. It's gonna be great. So I write 14 pages, and that's as much as I can do. And I give up at that point. I say, you know what, 14 pages is gonna have to be enough.
How big was the font, though?
What was that?
How big was the font on those 14 pages?
I don't know, like 12 point, whatever the usual.
Okay, impressive. Because I was gonna say 14 pages doesn't mean anything if the font size is like 300.
Yeah, no. I had to. It was regular font size. It was awful.
You could write your name
I
in
guess
those
it was
14
the final
pages.
exam for 2 different classes. So I guess like the idea was that like it's a long paper, but it's for 2 classes. So anyway, I finish writing this stuff, and I finally get to the point where I'm like, okay, go into my room, 3DS open. I put the cartridge in there, and I'm playing this game for. I don't know. I'm like, oh, the start of the Boom universe. This is so fascinating. I got maybe like 15, 20 minutes in, and I was like still on the same level, and I was like, okay, I hate this one. Like, this one sucks. So I put my 3DS on my bed. I'll come back to that later. I was like, you know, the Wii U one's the main attraction. That's like the big one, you know?
Oh, shit.
Let's give that a shot. This is going to be the one that gets me. I'm going to be, like, it's all worth it.
It got
And I turn it on. It's got like a ton of updates like that I didn't know it was going to have, so I was waiting for it to update.
Modern
sitting
gaming.
in my basement in the dark.
AAA.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, looking at stuff on my phone. It finally pops up. And genuinely, I was like, you know, the cinematics are a little funny. I think they're kind of doing all right. And
Sonic dies.
the gameplay is...
I like it.
It's gameplay. He does die. I was looking forward to seeing what that was about. And, it was just not good. I just didn't enjoy it at all. Like, I was like, maybe it's like a multiplayer game. It'd be better if it was playing multiplayer. But then I was like, no one's going to play this with me. You know, like, so I gave up. I don't know. I played it a few times after that to see if it was like, maybe it'll get good. And I couldn't do it. Like, I was in like a Sky Temple thing or something, like running around.
Oh, I like that.
And
level.
I just got to the point. I was like, fuck it. I can't do this anymore.
And
that was my Sonic Boom experience. It was just like very sour right off the bat. But later on, I did play Fire and Ice for like a video I made, and I really liked that game.
Hell yeah!
So they really turned it
That's
around.
what I've heard.
Fire and Ice is a sick game. Like, I mean, I feel like my experiences might have been not impacted by by writing a 14-page essay. But so
Yeah, we can't compete.
I I played the 3DS ones all kind of consecutively. So basically, it was the summer of 2021. COVID lockdowns were still in effect over here. I had just been broken up with by my first girlfriend, and my buddy Nate had gifted me his Nintendo 3DS in exchange for a little bit of money to go towards his provisional driving license. So, I was like, okay, I've recently binge-watched Garrulous64's reviews on the 3DS Sonic games, or just the DS or whatever. So I bought all of them on eBay, and I was just going through them, and you gotta think, by the time I got around to Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, I had just played Sonic Lost World on the 3DS, and those watching will know how I feel about that game. Like, I think the controls are better than the Wii U version, but my god, I hate the levels after the tutorial. Like, all of them are horrible. So by that point, sorry, go on.
No, I just said that's what I've heard. Another one I haven't played, but I have heard that.
By the time I got to the Boom universe, I was kind of pounded into submission by the existing 3DS Sonic games, because I think the DS ones are pretty strong. You've got, your Rush Adventure, which I love Rush Adventure. But then when you get to 3DS, it's things like Generations, which is not very strong on 3DS, and then Lost World and stuff. So I actually had a good time with Shattered Crystal, while also recognizing that it was a huge time commitment, where Fire and Ice kind of fixes that. And then as for Rise of Lyric, I think the biggest crime that game commits is that there is no congruency between the Sonic speed that you would expect and the combat and platforming. It's all completely divorced from one another. You're either going fast or you're doing other stuff. And when you go fast, it's equivalent to playing Sonic Dash, basically. So
yeah.
I think as just an adventure-y game, it's okay. It's all right,
It's also funny that Sonic Boom gets a Sonic Dash game, and I think that's better than Rise of Lyric as well. Like, it's actually
true.
a genuinely good game.
I mean, a controversial opinion. I think Rise of Lyric, I like a little better than Sonic Forces, and I realize they're not the best comparison because the games are completely different, but I kind of can give Rise of Lyric credit on the virtue that it asks more of me as a player, and I actually don't think Sonic Forces is outright a bad game either. I just kind of think it's a game that it kind of shows up for roll call, like that's kind of what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. These are some fun takes we're getting today.
Oh, yeah.
We got the whole spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
We got someone who hasn't played it, who hates it, who thinks it's better, goes against the grain. We got all avenues.
Yeah. I'm just so upset that one of my founding memories of college is that I, blew through a paper to play Sonic Boom.
The trailers looked really good, though, right? Am I alone in that?
I mean,
from what I remember...
I wasn't at the point... Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just... I had just become a fan at this time, so seeing, the character immediately get redesigned wasn't, especially grabbing me. I was open to it, but it was yeah, it looked like, oh, what's this new game? I was curious enough, but wasn't, instilling the hype that, say, Frontiers had. But yeah, I think the trailers were fine. They were going in a new direction, and then, it came out, and it was... we know what happened, but
I just remember that trailer
I get you.
where they looked like Sporoses and they had Bangarang by Skrillex play, and I thought, this is going to be the best game I've ever played.
I forgot that Bangarang was in the trailer.
And then I saw that it was releasing as a Wii U exclusive, and I was like, okay, not buying it, never gonna happen.
I just, if I didn't have a Wii U, I wasn't at the point with Sonic that I was like, I will buy a Wii U for this. I was like, I'm just going to skip that one then. But, I had the Wii U already, and I was like, I guess I'm going to buy it because I do like Sonic and I enjoy things. And I wasn't at the point where I was like, wow, every single Sonic game has, shit people don't like. Huh? I wasn't, super clued in on it yet. I was just kind of, casually a huge fan that could recite every single line of SA1. And
right, yeah.
That's awesome.
And,
was that the one you grew up playing?
That was the one. That was my first one. Yeah, I started playing Sonic Adventure 1 on the GameCube, and then I sort of got into it slowly over time. I think by 2011, I was looking into more things because I heard about Sonic Generations, and I thought that was a cool idea. So I sort of went all in on it there, and haven't looked back.
For me, like I grew up as a stupid little kid playing Sonic 1 and 2 on the Sega Mega Drive. But that was kind of an inherited experience from my dad, who had the Mega Drive and stuff. My first Sonic game of my very own was actually Unleashed, of all things. And, I mean, am I the only one who likes Sonic Unleashed?
Definitely not.
I am.
It's definitely not a bad thing to start on, because then you don't really have any, like...
Well, I didn't have any expectations.
You don't have anything to compare it to, you know, or expectations.
But it's one of those things where, as a kid, I didn't like the Werehog. As an adult, I like the Werehog, which is really weird. It's usually the other way around.
Something has gone wrong.
No, I'm just like, this
a lot
is
of
really...
things like that.
I think it's the violence of it. It's just like, you know, like, when you're an adult, you got stresses in life. You got to deal with people and landlords and rent and stuff, and it's just like...
You just want to unleash.
Yeah, if it was good
you
to
want
just...
Sonic Unleash?
Full Moon and Sonic Unleash myself, you know? Like...
Yeah. I think unleashing is probably the best part of the Werehog. I think building that up and then like seeing how much faster you get is like, I think probably the best part about it.
The thing I like about it as well is that there is an incentive for speedrunning the Werehog levels in a way similar to games like, say, Sonic 1. You know, there's elements there. Like, when you're in Missouri and you push the little crate onto the button, I'm like, but that's a lot like Marble Zone, you know? It's not too dissimilar from that level design philosophy. And it's like, well, if I liked it in Sonic 1, I kind of like it here, you know? I mean, okay, it's not the joys of movement, but I don't think it's as far divorced from the Sonic philosophy as I think some folks made out, but obviously they're entitled to their perspective. But, I mean, I'll say this. Yeah. I think... if it was a little non-congruent in Sonic Unleashed, and it was very non-congruent in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, I think Sonic Frontiers was the game to finally get, like, speed, combat, and platform and just wrap them up in a beautiful little package. Well, I say beautiful, it's ugly as sin, but, like, it feels good.
Yeah, in terms of, like, how it's divvied up, how you can kind of, like, go in and out of whichever one you want, because, yeah, the speed and the platforming is pretty much interchangeable because the whole open zone is just... platforming elements, basically, with a lot of rails and then like every now and then you can see on the map, like, all right, there's an enemy over there, let me quickly fight and then dip out. So it's not like combat and speed are literally together. They're still separate because unless you turn it into an auto runner boss, they're never going to be literally in the same thing. But the fact you can just go in and out of it, I think is as close as we're going to get to being seamless. And yeah, I think it works well, even if the combat itself has room to grow, like the way it's integrated in the form,
Some of the things that I want from the combat are super outside the box. Like, my idea of how to make the combat even better would be, like, you know, moves like the spin slash where he's, like, doing that little spinny, twirly ball thing. Like, imagine that, but you are required to wiggle the left analog stick round and round in order to continue it. I just like the idea of taking anything that can be controlled and making me control it.
Yeah, I mean, even a QTE has more interactivity. That's kind of what that is.
Fair, yeah, true.
What you're suggesting, so...
You know, I wouldn't mind if they did... Like, the QTEs and Frontiers are not very intrusive. I think they work fine. Like, I think it was mainly the QTEs and Unleashed that I was like, this doesn't need to be here.
See, I didn't actually hate them in Unleashed. Like,
are you referring...
It's funny. Sorry. Like, it's just weird. It's like a peculiar little thing.
Are you referring to the QTEs, like the finishing moves, or the ones like in the boss battles where there's like a cutscene, like you have to mash it like 60 times to rip out the Eggman thing?
That was the sickest.
No, those I thought were cool.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
That was cool because it was like contextually like fun, but like in like the speed sections when you go off a ramp, and it's like press A, B, X, Y.
Oh, I can do without that.
You know, and then it goes. I feel like it's not necessary.
I'm gonna slightly go against it just because I think. If you are going to put a QTE in, Sonic is kind of the place to do it because it's, especially Unleashed, because it's about reaction time. I think if it's going to have a place in anything, it's something where you have to press it quickly. And I think Unleashed did that.
Where it went too far for me was
I like that.
The tornado defense stages, which are literally just QTEs.
Yeah,
I could do without those entirely. You could just remove that from the game.
I'd like them if they were like I would love it if they brought back tornado stages, but made them in the form of like the Ikaruga final boss fight from Frontiers pre-update 3.
Just make it non-mandatory.
I don't know, make it a pace break. You know, what I would love to see from like an open zone Sonic game or something would be if like just on the edge of one of the islands, Tails is just hanging out there with the tornado, and you could go talk to him, and then you go up in the sky, and then you do like an Ikaruga game, and then you come back down, and you've earned, I don't know, an emerald or a fucking memory token or something along those lines.
I feel like I've lost my initial idea, but you just given me another idea where like instead of that, imagine like. So, I don't know, have you guys played Spyro at all?
Yeah, of course.
I played the first one, yeah.
Okay, alright, so you might not get this with the first one, but in the later games, there are these, like, speedways, right?
Yes!
And I wouldn't mind if maybe, like, you go talk to Tails on the island, or, like, in the new open zone in this hypothetical new thing, and he just is able to fly around the map that you're already on, but it's got, like, different stuff, like, they add objectives to do, like, knock down this many towers, just steal that right from Spyro, and throw it in there.
Or
I think
Shadow's
that'd be neat.
Acropolis.
Like fly around the existing area. And,
You
like,
could also
see
do that with
different,
like Supersonic. Like maybe at the end of the game you unlock like 7 speedway levels that you play as Supersonic.
I think it'd be neat.
Yeah.
Or just, I mean, if you go back to the island, maybe. No, he wouldn't have the Chaos Emeralds, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. The Chaos Emeralds are difficult to use as like gameplay mechanics aside from like what they already are used for, because then it's like, oh, he's got them, so why isn't he using them? You know, like
I know. Do they scatter after use like the Dragon Balls, or is that doesn't happen?
yeah, usually.
Oh, they do. Okay.
In
And,
Frontiers,
like, how long
they do
did he
it.
get to use them? Because like he gets some shot out of him.
Yeah, that's a
in
good
the
question too.
islands.
It kind of varies, I guess. Like I don't know, like in cutscene, before it seemed like he could just keep going. But then,
I guess until he runs out of rings.
yeah, but like
Maybe that
because the
happens
rings
after
don't
the boss is
exist
dead.
in like the universe, you know.
They,
So like
they do. I don't care what they
Oh, they're
said on
made by Beat.
Bumblecast. They
Alright.
totally do. We
Yeah.
literally had a cutscene with them in Frontiers when like the end fires that big ball of death at
yeah,
you.
but that's new.
And then
That's
Sonic
new.
X
Like,
as
I'm
well,
talking
right?
before. Yeah, and Sonic X as well. They needed that a lot.
The rings should totally exist.
Like, I mean, I guess in SA2 as well, like in the super fight, like they say things like, "I'll back up and get more rings," you know. So like,
Well,
be
they'll
fair,
definitely
though,
say it
what
in
were
the
we talking about?
gameplay.
We were actually
Supersonic, being
Supersonic.
speed levels.
well, we were
And-
actually on still we were on the topic of
Yes.
Sonic Boom still.
Oh, before that, yeah.
I was gonna say before we
I
move
don't
on that
remember what
topic
we were talking about.
entirely.
Alright, what game is that?
I think we should probably also like have we seen the TV show? Have we all seen the TV show?
Sonic
Yeah.
Boom. I think I saw all of season 1, yeah, and a little bit of season 2 a
What'd you
while
think?
ago, but yeah. From what I remember, I thought it was not bad. I thought it was fine.
Funny
Some funny clips.
show.
I thought it was like so much better than it had any right to be.
Yeah, that's kind of the general consensus. Like everybody was like, "Oh, well, the show's good."
It's also just
kinda
one of the
how it
most
was.
strange out of the blue things to exist, though. It's like, yes, Sonic, but Seinfeld.
Yeah. The whole thing was like quick gag humor. Like it
Quick
wasn't
wit.
cutaway humor, but it was like, how would you describe it? I mean, there's like a lot of references, but
I
mean,
fourth wall breaking.
Seinfeld humor.
A lot of
Just
people
feels
refer to it as
exciting.
meta, but like I think not actually that much of the show is meta. Like it's got meta moments for sure. And it does have some episodes that kind of do skirt a bit more around the parody territory, but on a whole, like I don't know how I would describe it. Like it's just kind of a comedy Sonic show that doesn't talk down to its audience, but takes the Seinfeld archetypes and swaps them out with Sonic characters. Like if you've ever seen Seinfeld, like Eggman is unquestionably Newman. Like just because he is the most
Yeah.
benign version of Eggman that's ever existed.
That's true. I can
He's
see
like
that.
a grumpy neighbor.
Yeah, Newman.
It's just mildly inconvenienced at
Yeah.
every turn.
But like they don't hate each other, you know? Like
Yeah, they kind of love to pretend they hate each other.
yeah, exactly. I feel like, Eggman's idea of, taking over the village or whatever it is in Sonic Boom is just kind of like, his day out plan. It's basically might as well knock on Sonic's door and be like, hey, can you come out?
Yeah, I guess they wanted it to be a really like lighthearted, just funny, low stakes kind of show that, like you said, yeah, it doesn't really talk down. It wasn't like it feels actually less for kids than probably Sonic Prime does.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing
There's
as well.
definitely two sides. Yeah, two different attempts at what they were trying to do.
Sonic Boom is not necessarily what I want from Sonic, but it does what it does so well that I can't even really argue. I'm just like, because I prefer Knuckles when he's a little stoic, when he's not a complete dumbass. But in Boom,
that's true.
he's a fully blown dumbass, but I can't help but love the guy. I love Boom Knuckles. He's just so precious.
It's really funny to me though that like I was just thinking about we were like, oh yeah, Sonic Boom feels like it was made with a different demographic in mind almost, but also Sonic Prime, which feels like more of a kids show, has darker elements in it than Sonic Boom that is thought to be more of a mature show.
It's so
true.
strange. Like,
Because it tells
Sonic
more
Boom
of a
is like
story.
a very baby, like the action hardly has any impact at all, like no matter what they're doing. Like, but it's still like, you know, it's like it's a more I don't want to say mature viewing because it's not really a mature thing, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a smarter humor show as
It's
opposed
more,
to like
the dialogue
having a
is more written by
the dialogue
kind of like adults just talking like adults in a way, scaled down for a TVG rating or
Then
whatever.
Prime has people like dying and shit, like sort of.
I feel like, though, like with Boom, the writers were just kind of like writing these jokes for themselves because they found it funny. You know, like stuff like, you know, Tails bringing Dr. Robotnik way too small of a towel to put over his little wiener, and then Eggman getting all offended by it. You know, that's going to fly over a kid's head, but they had fun with that in the writer's room. Whereas Prime, it's like, oh, yeah, make one of the Dr. Eggmen a Gen Z with a tablet. The kids will love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does have that. It does.
I hate the Chaos Council.
Oh god.
How do you make Eggman
Dude,
lame?
the more we talk about them, the more I think that they're really funny. I just wish that they were like a little bit less one note.
It's the
like how I
Deadly
feel with
Five.
Zeddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh, we
exactly.
just said it.
No, but
Just had the
really,
same idea.
for me, like, the biggest crime in the world is making Dr. Eggman lame. How do you make Dr. Eggman lame?
I just divide them 5 ways.
Yeah. See, I was
There are
like,
5 of
I was
them,
like, is this supposed to be the different parts of his psyche or something? Like that's why the characters have been
Is
fractured.
that him when he
across
was a
multiple-
baby? Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like no, it's just like they're just weird trope Eggmen. Like it's not
Like,
even really
Alternate
that.
dimension, right?
Yeah.
Why the
Yeah.
hell did Dr. Deep not come from the pirate universe with a name like Dr. Deep?
It's written into the show basically. It's a free one.
Dr. Deep. I can't believe that's his name.
That whole place should have been the Soul Dimension, and they should have had Marine the Raccoon. But no.
I've only seen the first 2 seasons still. There's
Dude,
more Shadow in
3.
3, right?
3 is the most boringest
Yeah.
one. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, there's so I actually counted this when I was editing my YouTube video review of season 3. There is 57 minutes of season 3 is just them bonking each other on the head
Okay.
in a big Minecraft flat
Oh,
world.
we can't keep this up for much longer, and then they do.
Yeah.
They keep going.
It is literally
Whoa.
so repetitive.
Dude, you mean are they like literally bonking each other on the head?
Basically, I mean, like, okay,
Is
the
this-
fight choreography in Sonic Prime is pretty solid. They do make use of good camera angles and animation, but the thing is, it's so tiring just how much of Season 3 is just, they're on Minecraft flat, and they're charging at each other. There's lots of robots, there's lots of other characters, and they're just charging at each other, and that's the show. That is all there is. And
It's like the airport scene from from Captain America Civil
yeah.
War, except they keep doing like the pan out and then like rush at each other scene.
yeah, the
Like, they
rushing
just
each other scene is done, I think...
Over and over.
No, they do it 4 times, I think.
They just
Like,
keep rushing at each
they do that same shot 4 times. It's like... They might as well have just reused the animation. I can't imagine being an animator working on that show, and I'm just like, okay, turn to this page. Oh, what do you mean
Didn't
they're
he already
still
do this?
fighting?
Oh my gosh. It's like Team Dark's Robot Storm.
I mean, yeah. Finally,
Just
they
keeps
made,
going.
they made one accurate to the games. It's just too bad it's the robot storms from Sonic Heroes.
Get them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I must say that description as someone who hasn't seen the season, it has me perplexed. I'm sure I'll get to it eventually to follow through, but yeah.
If they
I
had
like Shadow in the
Good
show.
for background noise.
I tell you what, if they had Kellen Quinn music over all of that,
Yeah.
though, it would salvage it. Like the amount of heavy
It was
lifting.
boring though.
If,
It'd be silly. Like
no, that's true. I mean, it has to match at least a little bit. But yeah, hypothetically,
it's like-
if it did match,
like how
it would make
cool.
the scene better.
Yeah, like it's like how cool. You know, it's Seven Rings in Hand and Secret Rings is such a cool song.
Yeah.
But then you like overlay it over just the fucking menu 8,000 times when you're playing that game, and
It's
you
not
get to
even
the end and you're
special,
like,
yeah.
I don't care about this song anymore.
What's crazy
Like,
though is how
stop.
like that
You know, like-
context kills it. But then when I saw it in the jukebox for Frontiers, I still stuck it on because I'm like, yeah, but it slaps though, doesn't it? It's like really good.
You know what's
I
funny
just
about
wanted to
that?
play on the menu.
Black Knight was like, all right, we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again, but they actually overcorrected. You don't even hear Night of the Wind in the final boss. They just made an entirely new song.
Tragic, because it's
Also,
so good.
No, but the amount
That's
of
like one of my favorites.
the amount
There
of
is light
heavy
to it.
lifting the soundtrack does in Sonic and the Secret Rings, because I forget what a crap time I have playing that game just because not even of the motion controls. The charge jump is the big issue
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. Because, like, that's the thing, is people are like, oh yeah, you get a control mod on Dolphin Emulator, boom. And it's like, yeah, ought to be great, but the charge jump is killing it for me. But, my
Still
god,
not, yeah.
when I go into Sand Oasis and I hear Let the Speed Mend It, I am convinced I am
Yeah.
playing the greatest game ever made. Until I actually have to start
Fighting
controlling
a
it.
giant scorpion.
Yeah, it's so
That's
cool, you know?
No,
Ripping
maybe
the
if you
stinger
can
out of it,
stand the
like-
heat.
And the Dino Jungle, it's just so fun. It's not
Yeah.
fun, it's
Sonic
the
the
opposite of fun, but the
Dinosaurs is a
song's
great
fun.
match. It's cool. Like that game should have been the coolest shit in the world, and it just hurts that it's not.
Well, there's a modding team coming together, modding Secret Rings levels into PO6 under Project
Oh, really?
Wildfire.
Yeah, that's
And
at least good.
Just turn them all into Mach speed.
it's given, well, not even that, like, it's given them a new lease on life, but also just, like, I love it from the perspective of it's like looking through a little looking glass into another dimension where Sonic 06 was everything it was meant to be, where PO6 is the way that game released. It was a huge success, and it led to a sequel. Project Wildfire is like that to me.
That's true. Yeah, PO6 is a real blessing on us fans.
Oh, hell
Must
yeah.
say, it's what we were begging for. I remember pining for a PC release, and I remember when I first saw Gistix talking about it. He put it on his channel, and it's like, oh my gosh, they might actually do it. But progress is slow. It was one guy, then it went silent. I just forgot about it, gave up on the dream. It's like if Spider-Man 4 came out, or Spider-Man 3 was as Raimi envisioned. It's like wanting to see that.
But Spider-Man 3 is still great, though.
It is. I love
Hell
it.
yeah.
But I also want
In
like
its own
Spider-Man
way.
3.5. That is also the way he wanted. I just want to see both.
Have you ever seen the editor's cut?
A little bit. I've seen this. I think I've seen all the extra scenes, but I haven't watched it
You
together. as a
gotta
film.
watch it as the movie, because the thing is, they've reordered certain scenes. So things have different context to them. But I think it plays out much smoother than the original.
Yeah, I've gone in phases with that movie. Like I think it really is just the fact that I think I just wanted more from it now. I think is what it is. Like I love the stuff with the black suit, but it is just like not enough Venom and like stuff with the Harry takes. Just like they had to make time for 3 different villains. So I understand like that, but I also see where you're coming from. Like I'm sure it fixes a few things.
I made a retrospective on it, and if you watch it, I guarantee you will think that the movie is objectively perfect.
Yeah.
That's my power.
I
But
believe it.
yeah, it's the funniest
Speaking
thing in
of
the world.
Knuckles,
It's the funniest thing in the world to me as well is that I got a buddy called Joey, and I kid you not, his favorite game of all time is Sonic 06. He just loves the game. He sees the vision, he loves the game. And I keep sending him all the trailers and stuff for PO6, showing him like, this is what it'd be like if it got a remaster, and he's been begging for one forever. The idiot owns a Mac though, so he can't play it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But that doesn't stop me from sending him stuff from it and just be like, look how cool this is, Joey.
You're gonna have to save up for a laptop at least.
Yeah. I mean, he
Oh,
can
I can't-
afford it. He can afford it. He's a film guy. He can afford it.
Isn't there like a application that lets you convert your Mac OS into Windows?
There is, yeah. That would be a virtual machine. but it would be quite intensive on the old
It'd
GPU.
be difficult to run. Yeah, the Mac would probably like cook.
Worth a shot, but yeah, probably would be compromised.
I'll recommend it to him. I'll see what he's got going on. But
Yeah.
that then brings us to the newest news subject before we get stuck into our incredible tier list. We've got our first trailer for the Knuckles TV series coming to Paramount Plus a few days after my birthday, so that's lovely. So yeah, April 26th. What are we thinking, guys? Like, I mean, Vic, like, have you watched the Sonic movies already?
Yes, I have seen the movies. The second one, the third act, that was pretty much what I wanted. That was pretty fun. I gotta say, seeing that in theaters was exciting. As for the show, the trailer, I mean, I wonder, do you think it's gonna tie into the movies? Like, is this gonna be like a Marvel thing where you have to like watch the show to kind of know what's happening in the next movie?
I think it's one of those things where it'll probably enrich the viewing experience of movie 3, but I don't think it's going to be by any means essential.
Yeah,
viewing.
I don't think it'll be mandatory.
I think that would be like especially asking a lot, considering that these movies are ultimately made for ickle wickle babies. You know, like
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like an MCU, but it's sort of like a little MCU, like a little baby MCU.
little slice of life stuff
little
going
baby.
on, just to kind of say, hey, this is what Knuckles got up to between films.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
probably.
there will be things that like you might notice though in the movie. Like I feel like it won't be nothing, but it's not going to be like a big part of the backstory. I don't think.
Yeah, my prediction is that this is going to result in Wade becoming the sort of quasi-adoptive father of Knuckles, and then come movie 3, we'll see that Knuckles lives with Wade, and it's like that's why, you know?
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Instead of
that's
being
his
like
dad.
stuff that happened off screen,
Yeah.
there will be some short stuff. Kind of like how they have it, like what Forces had a tie-in comic, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we're also
Mhm.
seeing that, like, this... Like, the main villain of this show is a dude called The Buyer, who previously worked for Dr. Robotnik and has salvaged a load of his tech. Basically, you know, Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming. So
Right.
I wonder if that's going to tie into movie 3 with it, like, being, you know, someone's bought all the Robotnik tech and he has to kind of start from scratch. Maybe that's why he wants access to the space colony arc or whatever it's going to be in the movie. Who knows, you know?
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this third movie.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
waiting.
movie 3 is very exciting. Like,
It has the potential to be the best one easily. Like without them even trying, just the material itself. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
pretty much.
if the reports are true and Live and Learn really does play in the movie, it might as
Oh,
well be. You know, it's got Shadow,
like,
it's got
just
Live and
putting
Learn.
Sonic music into the movie already gives it a huge advantage over the others.
They just do it. They will certifiably pop off.
That's the one
don't know.
issue that I have with the
Yeah.
other movies. Is
Why
like,
don't we
Sorry,
get Green Hill twice? We got Green Hill twice. Maybe there was like, did you hear a slight motif when the Death Egg robot came out? Like, of its boss theme. Some people were saying that.
It's when
I
he's
couldn't really hear it at the
supersonic.
time.
When he's supersonic and Robotnik's like, oh, we could just let bygones be bygones, you know. You can hear kind
yeah.
of the chords of the Death Egg robot theme playing, but I think
Right.
it could be coincidental. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
What I do
Either
know...
Why are they so afraid? Why are they afraid of it?
Yeah.
Well-
We shouldn't have to squint our ears to hear it. Like the Mario movie did that in spades, you know?
Squint our ears.
Yeah, like the Mario movie did that so well with like all these different, you know,
They did.
references to the music blatantly, and it was like, yes, that's what we want to hear. It evokes the feeling, and so Sonic should be doing that.
Well, for movie 3, they have got the same composer, Tom Holkenberg, coming back. However, he is a little misunderstood in the story of the Sonic movie soundtracks, because when the first movie came around, he had a completely different vision for what that soundtrack was going to be. He's talked about it in interviews and stuff. He bought the synthesizers that were made to make the Mega Drive Sonic music and had every intention of composing the entire score of that first movie on original Sega Genesis
You're kidding.
synthesizers, which would have been
Whoa.
awesome. And he wanted to use Green Hill's motif as Sonic's theme going throughout the film, but
Of
obviously
course.
Green Hill is wrapped up in rights issues with Dreams Come True, the original composers. And then as for not using synthesizers, it was a Paramount decision. Like the studio were like, no, stick
It
with
was
orchestral.
still in the movie.
Right. Like,
I
I
mean-
think it's out of place, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that, like, the Mario movie has kind of proven You should do it. And I mean, we're entering the adventure era now. They've got all the rights to that music. Like, Sega has it all under control by now, you know? Like, so just use it. Just use it.
Yeah, especially like Live and Learn. There's no issue with that. Like, it's good that they already showed, it's going to be in the movie. I hope it's not just a small motif and it, like, you know, plays maybe like a minute during a battle.
You gotta squint your ears for it.
Yeah, and then it switches into like sicko mode.
Yeah, you just hear that opening.
You have to have Johnny singing on it. That would be great, but you know, at least if the song is there and it has a strong presence, and there's, you know, fighting. I assume we're gonna fight BioLizard. Maybe it'll just be Shadow. Nah, it can't be, right?
I think it's gonna be. I
BioLizard.
think they're gonna kill two birds with one stone here. And sorry to the viewers of the previous episodes that have heard me say this before, but I think.
Oh, he's gonna say his wrong thing again. He's gonna say his incorrect thing.
Shut up, prick. I think what they could do is, because you got the artificial chaos on board the Ark, you just have one of them go rogue and turn into perfect chaos, you know? And then they kill two birds with one stone, use chaos instead of BioLizard.
That's not what you said last time.
That is what I said, Dick.
No,
but...
you said there would just be perfect chaos. You didn't say the artificial one would turn into it.
You do what I was
You
getting
just
at,
wanted chaos in the movie.
You
now
knew what I was...
justified it,
I've had a little time to marinate, right? Come on, man. Just cut me some slack
I said
here.
to make sure that people knew that you were not. That was not what you said last time.
Okay, well, I said a new thing then in that case. And
Yeah,
okay, well, this is going to be reused. My prediction is still that we will get Escape from the City and Live and Learn in the movie, but Escape from the City will be covered by Weezer, and Live and Learn will be covered by Fall Out Boy.
I need to Live and Learn by Weezer.
I
please.
think the movie has to start with City Escape.
It's gotta.
It has to. It might not,
so cool.
but it should, because it syncs up with the game. And I mean, maybe he doesn't have to be escaping from prison, but just be running down the street. Have that shot with him dropping down. Just do that. Maybe a little bass line to be like, yeah, we didn't forget.
He's getting groceries for his family.
It'll start with Rachel Wachowski. Wait, is it Wachowski? What's her last name? Well, either way, Rachel's wedding. No, honeymoon. We've already had the wedding. It'll start with the honeymoon.
It's just a different guy. Second wedding.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the wedding was kind of ruined, so they could have
but they
the
did
real
kiss, and they had the thing with the plane and the plane and the message, and that's marriage, right?
That's true.
That's everything. That's all marriage is.
I mean, did they consummate? That's the question, you know. Maybe that's the scene. We'll open
It
up movie
starts on the
3
night
with.
of their wedding.
They're like, all right, they didn't like the wedding scene, so I think we've got some ideas. I think we know what.
We can improve this human stuff by just including nudity.
Dude, every Sonic fan's like, you know, the humans being added to the plot, now it makes sense.
See, the game was E10 and up, so maybe we can raise the rating just a bit.
Dude, R-rated Sonic 3 would be
even just PG-13.
insane.
I mean, these movies are PG, right?
Yeah, but they would be missing a trick by not calling it Sonic R, right? Like,
Dude, the Sonic. Okay, wait,
Sonic
okay.
R.
Wait, it's not even an R-rated film, but since it's called Sonic R, parents don't take the kids to the theater because they think it's rated R.
Wait, Sonic PG-13
But it's just an
blast.
adaptation of the racing game. That's all.
Sheesh. Okay. So the Knuckles show, though, right? I was a little surprised to see Sonic and Tails would be in it. I thought it was going to be strictly a solo Knuckles thing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it was going to be like one of those solo MCU films where you don't see the other characters, even though they should be there.
They start off with him already on the journey, effectively, you know? And he's like, oh, yes, I enjoyed Sonic and Tails, but now I'm going to pastures new. Or so. I don't know.
Dude, they're turning him into the Piccolo of the Sonic movies. He's like off on his own, doing his own thing. But he won't turn when he's needed.
I guess he always kind of has been, because if Vegeta is Shadow, then I guess Knuckles would have to be Piccolo.
It is worth noting.
That's true. He lives alone on an island or whatever.
I remember when the first little synopsis got released for the Knuckles series, saying, you know, he's taking Wade under his wing, teaching him in the ways of the warrior. A lot of people started kind of shitting themselves a little bit, you know, being like, man, this is not what we wanted. A lot of people wanted there to be, you know, chances at expanding the Sonic movies lore with new characters. I mean, I thought it'd be a good chance to get the Chaotix in tow, but I don't think that's going to happen. Now that we've got a trailer for it and we're seeing it play out, it is very much everything that a lot of people were afraid it would be. But I think it looks really fun, though. Like,
it reminds me of the Sonic 1 movie.
What's it, sorry?
Sorry, it reminds me of the first Sonic movie. Like how it's a little bit more like it's like the same tone almost.
Yeah.
Like just like, hey, funny animal and funny guy are doing funny things.
Road movie,
But then
human
there's
guy.
also some violence.
We've even got a shot of them in a car together, so we've completed the
Yeah, exactly.
It's the checklist for how similar the movie
You
needs
think
to be.
Shadow will drive Robotnik around?
That would be cool. I mean,
Sorry,
if Knuckles
the opposite of that.
In his car or on his motorcycle?
motorcycle.
On his
If Knuckles has a
Come on.
motorcycle, Shadow should have a motorcycle. You know?
Oh, Knuckles has got the hat too.
Yeah,
They got the hat on him.
that's cute.
Oh, they gave him a hat. Oh, shoot. Yeah.
And they had the little spinny goalpost sign at the start as well, which I thought was really
That
cute.
I was like, oh, I like that. That's Sonic.
Yeah, I was that's adorable. Game reference, monkey brain.
They did that in Sonic.
And Pac-Man is working at a bowling alley.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he really is there, or like
Yeah,
I
they
saw
are
someone
going
say, like,
bowling.
maybe it's like an illusion, or
He's,
like a,
I
like a
mean,
memory.
He's voiced by Christopher Lloyd for starters, so that's really cool.
Oh,
But I
He's
am-
shoot, he is?
voiced by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah,
I'm on
but
board.
I am very intrigued as to what the context of this is. Like, on one hand, I'm fully expecting like Wade to be like, "Yes, so Knuckles, this is the bowling alley. We like to bowl." And Knuckles gonna be like, "Yes, on Echidna Homeworld, we have ancient Echidna tradition of bowling." And then you
Bowling.
flashback to Pac-Man, who's working at a bowling alley. And then who knows, maybe we'll see him in movie 3 where we see a new side to him because he's the
Okay.
ruthless.
Oh, actually, you
Sorry,
know
go.
what? Maybe it could be a thing where it's like maybe Knuckles is seeing Pakamak like he's almost like a little Tikal orb flying around. Like, you know, and
Okay.
he like manifests in different
Okay.
places, and only Knuckles can see him.
That's cool. Okay. It could
Yeah.
also be that he's just that little bit more dishonorable than he was in the games. So, all that stuff with Tikal and the Chow and Chaos, it all happened, but he didn't stand up to Chaos. He abandoned his tribe and went
He
to Earth to
survived.
work at a bowling alley.
That also, I would accept that as like a joke thing for this series as long as they don't talk about it again. Sorry, it's
Tell that
Pakamak.
joke, but only
That's what
once.
people are saying. Actually, I don't know if I care, but thank you.
It's also worth noting he is nicknamed Mac in this series as well.
He's nicknamed Mac.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, in that case, I hope he's like a fun little like one-off side joke thing.
I mean, he's only in
So,
one episode
whoever
according to the
introduced the Chow.
screenshots.
We'll be in good shape.
Dude, he's. Oh gosh.
God, imagine if he has like a transparent bowling ball that just has a Chow frozen in it.
It's my
It's like those little plastic balls, like those little rubber balls with
Oh.
the Pikachu in it.
The Chow
Yeah.
are the pins when he goes bowling. Bowling.
Oh, he's gonna be balling. He's gonna be
ballin' freak
balling as fuck,
Knuckles.
dude.
This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be the best show ever.
Oh, I can't
Yeah,
wait.
we should write it.
I'm gonna be sad when the show's not good.
We should write the
Because
show.
of this moment.
It's already filmed, but we'll make a start on that script and send it over and be like, "Hey, this is how it should be."
Yeah, hey man,
We got
we
some
did make some
great
revisions.
ideas.
Or we could just transcribe the show as it comes out and then claim we wrote it. I mean, technically, it's
I'm
not
gonna
untrue,
live
right?
tweet the show every word, but change what I want to change.
Just add a lot more cursing in there.
Knuckles gets a gun,
Yep.
and he says,
I mean, he's already got a
Knuckles'
motorcycle.
Gets a gun before Shadow. Maybe that's how Shadow got it.
Shadow was never born in this
Also,
timeline.
Dylan, remember the episode we did where we talked about the episode titles?
Yeah,
Remember how one of the episodes was called
Flames
the...
of Disaster.
Yeah, I'm predicting that when he's got the fire fists, that's going to be in the episode Flames of Disaster.
Yeah, they're gonna be like Flames of Disaster, and he's gonna be like, yes, and then he's gonna
Flames
hit
of
them.
Disaster.
I'm also just so excited though because they go on a Reno, and we see a little bit of Reno in the trailer. Reno, how is it pronounced? I don't know, but
Reno.
Reno. Okay, well, I'm just looking forward to seeing a casino environment in a Sonic live-action project.
Mm.
We
Dude, what
overdue.
if it's a real like Sonic casino and Wade has to like jump on bumpers and stuff?
That would actually be amazing.
Dude, they'll never do it, but that'd be so funny.
We're just having all
Like,
of
they
these
have
set
to, like,
pieces.
force him through like a Sonic level, like a green screen of him.
You just got all of these Sonic set pieces, but it's just Wade doing it.
Oh my gosh.
The Sonic
It's
Unleashed
like in the
opening
OKKO
cutscene, but it's Wade.
crossover. Remember they were like, "Hey, do the spin dash," and he's like, "What are you talking about? I can't do the spin dash."
No, it'd be amazing if he just
Swimming
no.
through chemical water.
If he doesn't even ask that, he just does it. He's like, do a spin. Okay.
Do the spin dash. Oh, yeah, okay.
They had wait, did they have drowning music in Sonic 2?
Yes,
Movie?
but it's ear blink and you'll miss it.
Okay, I feel like I remember it, but yeah, you're right. It was pretty short.
It's
But
so
they had the
faint.
drowning in it. They had the drowning in it. Which, for that one, that's fine because it's a sound effect, basically.
We
So-
are positively
hear it, though.
drowning in Sonic music references because of that. We got Green Hill and the drowning music. And maybe a little bit of Death Egg Robot in there too.
I just want them
we're
to go
lucky.
all out. Like, start with City Escape, end with Live and Learn, do some,
I mean, the soundtrack's
some like,
already written for
LMFAO
them.
in the middle,
It
party rock
saves
anthem.
them work.
Yeah. We
It
just
saves
need
them so much time and money. It's already written.
we need
Just
Tom,
recompose it.
Tom Hulkenberg needs to be like, sorry, Paramount, looks like I'm going all out after all. And he just brings us a banger. The thing is, though,
Well,
if you've heard his work on films like Zack Snyder's Justice League, the guy could literally make a score with no returning Sonic music but fits, because his work on
Sure.
the Snyder Cut is full of varied instrumentation, including like electric guitars, electronics and stuff, and it boggles my mind as to how the Sonic movie soundtracks came out the way they did. Like, what is going on here?
Sorry, I was reading a chat there. I got a little distracted, but yeah, I heard you. Yeah.
yeah, I was
got it.
reading the piss.
Oh yeah, the piss. All right. Well, I mean, do we want to do? Do we want to do a little bit of the tier list first? Have an intermission where we do the PowerPoint
Do you
party.
think maybe? Do you think I could do like maybe like we could do the intermission first, but the intermission is real, and I step away for just a moment, and then I come back and
The intermission is for
intermission.
you. The intermission is so that you can do the PowerPoint party.
yeah, I was just thinking like a very quick real intermission, just so I can get up and go to the bathroom because I
This
gotta.
gives me an excuse to finally use the technical error screen. All right, yeah, I'm game.
Oh my god.
Want to do like a very quick intermission?
Yeah,
Or
very
I'll
okay.
order my food.
Real
Oh
quick
my
intermission. You, how long are we thinking? How long are we keeping our? Viewers waiting?
Will take 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
If you,
All right,
Sure.
fine. Yeah,
it's a very quick one.
yeah, no kidding.
All right.
Right
back.
yeah, I can keep going.
I mean, yeah, actually, we could just chat while you go.
Or yeah, you guys could even just keep going. I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
All
I'm
right,
not tired yet.
forget the technical error screen. I really wanted to show people. You know what? 10 seconds.
I mean, you can
Big,
show them. Yeah.
big 10 seconds. All right, here we go.
10.
That was 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Okay, I've had this in the books for so long, and I wanted people to see it.
Of course. It's a gem.
It's also got
What's
a Big the Cats theme play over it as well, but an instrumental.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, you were saying?
Could also probably do the lo-fi fishing theme now.
Could do, but it doesn't sound as goofy to me.
Yeah. If you're going for goofy, then absolutely.
Yeah. It needs to feel like, someone just tripping. Like, Big the Cat's theme in Sonic Adventure is like the music equivalent to someone falling down the stairs. But,
Whoa!
you're right.
Yeah, you know what? I've never thought about that. You're right.
I love it,
The
though.
slide guitar just he's just tripping over his own feet. It's just so big.
God, I love Adventure 1's soundtrack.
Yeah. There are very few franchises that have quite this type of catalog. The sheer size and quality is
Actually,
insane.
While we've just got you here, you've got a video coming out soon on Frontiers Update 3, right?
Yes.
Are you keeping everything secret, or do you have a little preview for the viewers?
I mean, it's probably coming out tomorrow, so I should probably just keep it a secret.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I've come this far.
This is the burning question. Do you talk about Sonic Frontiers Update 3 in it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I should say. Yeah, I bring up everything.
That
I
one
bring up
close to the chest.
day
Good idea.
one. Well, mainly the whole thing is about how it was at day one, but then they released the patch for it, fixing a lot of things, and I was like, well, shoot, now I got to go back and add stuff. So pretty much everything that becomes outdated, I readdress at some point with new thoughts and new footage, which isn't that much. It's like 7 minutes in total, but yeah, I talk about everything in painstaking detail, which is why this thing is feature length and it's taken so long. So
It's the best kind of video.
yeah, not for my wallet, but it's you know what? It's worth it. I will not let this happen again. I'm gonna try and go crazy after this and upload like some shorter videos. I would love to do like 4 videos a month. I think that would be ideal.
Dylan, I know you hear this a lot, but that was not 5 minutes.
I think it was shorter.
Exactly.
I thought I was under the impression everybody was gonna get up and like take 5 minutes real quick.
No, we decided
because
against
I was
it.
I was gonna go to the bathroom and go check on my delivery order. But I did. Then I realized you guys weren't leaving, so I just came back. I haven't done anything else.
I mean, yeah, no, we figured we'd continue entertaining the masses. If you
that makes more sense.
If you do need to go check on your burger,
no, I just need to. No, I'm good. I'm good to go.
Do you have it?
So like a euphemism?
No, I don't have it. I need to. No, it's a real burger that I want to purchase.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
What kind of burger is it?
I thought you already had it. That's why.
No, I haven't ordered yet because at the beginning I made the PowerPoint instead of ordering food.
So wait, have you ordered the burger now?
No, I'm about to order right now.
What do you mean
but
checking
I can do
on
the
your
PowerPoint
order then?
presentation. But I was explaining. I'm doing it right now. I'm sorry.
So do you reckon you've got time to do the PowerPoint party or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do that right now.
Party.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me just quickly set that up. Okay, you need to start streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm streaming currently.
Oh hell yeah. Okay, right. Let me watch stream. And okay, now back to OBS. Studio mode off. Oh hell yeah. Okay. Look how much smoother that was than last week.
Can you see this?
I can. Where's the music?
It hasn't started yet.
Bick, are you watching his stream?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going hard.
I'm using the same music this week as last time because I couldn't get it to play any other music. But welcome to the PowerPoint presentation of today. This one is about Knuckles, the Paramount Plus original series.
I have a question.
Let us begin. What do you not understand about questions at the end?
Sorry. Sorry, Dylan.
We did this like 3 times.
Where's the music?
All right. The music stopped, I guess, because it was only on the first slide.
No.
Where did the music go?
The quote is finally coming back to me.
It's gone. All right, so what is he hiding exactly? The truth? It may surprise you.
What the
Knuckles.
heck is this?
Questions
Being
at the
him.
end, Bick.
So the accused, Knuckles T. Echidna, claims that he is rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call him Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, he don't chuckle. He'd rather flex his muscles. And I copied this from this link, just to cite my sources.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
important.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't want to get H-Bomber Guide on your ass.
No, it
So,
says you copy right
in
there. I
fact-
think that's plagiarism.
We have issues with this testimony, because we think he lied while he was under oath.
I have a question.
Whose oath?
Let's see the evidence. It's evidence number Sonic 3 NK.
I like his shoes. Oh, look at him.
I really do feel like a kid in class right now. This is weird.
As you can see here, the defendant is chuckling, which he said he does not do. And the prosecution is seeking the death penalty for this offense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, shoot.
I don't have
I've
any
watched a lot of
questions.
Perry
Not always
Mason,
fun and
so
games. Oh yeah, questions?
I don't have any. Is your hand up?
how did this happen?
Is your hand up?
What just happened?
You just have to
I've
say the word
presented
for
my
that.
case.
Hands up in class, Bick.
Ha. Ha.
Okay, proceed.
Well, good.
Oh, there's
Okay.
more?
I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Alrighty then. That was another great PowerPoint party, courtesy of Garrulous64. Will you be bringing another PowerPoint to us next week?
I may forget and have to do it right before the stream, but yeah.
That's fine, you know. Improvise, adapt, overcome. And now to the main meat
Do my
of
best.
today's
So that was the PowerPoint party that I heard so much about.
Yeah.
the fabled PowerPoint
what'd you think?
party. All right, I'm now going to go live for you guys too.
Oh, sweet.
This is the meat
It
of
is
our
time.
roast dinner.
Roast beef.
Like someone in the chat said, what was the title of this episode? What was this supposed to be again?
We're making a tier list.
The Bowlin Freak Knuckles. We just did that because it sounds funny.
So,
Well, I assume I didn't name it.
are you guys all able to see the tier list?
Yes.
Oh, we got Frank in
Okay.
the chat.
And
There
if you guys could also keep an eye on the stream as well, just to ensure that we don't drop any frames or anything, just because I'm streaming to you guys and doing this. So,
Right.
what we've got here is I've organized everything, and it's going to be super easy to tell what all these levels are based on these tiny little pictures. But yeah, so
For a true fan. I'm just kidding.
Dude, we are joking if you think I can tell apart any of those shadow levels.
don't worry.
I don't
I've
know
got,
why
like,
I know so much about Shadow. Like I haven't played it that much. More than most, maybe.
I've got
But-
things written down, and I've put them in alphabetical order, so that might help. So I know that this last one here is Westopolis. But okay,
Great.
we're going to start off with SA2 Hero Shadow 06 Forza. I might want to actually tell the audience what we're doing here. Okay, so
Oh yeah.
Good
this
idea.
tier list we're making is based on how okay. Whether or not these should be included in Shadow Generations. So
Like ranking them based on like how well they would be translated into
not
a
even
generations
that, just
level.
how badly we want it. So like S rank.
Oh, that's
here.
true. Yeah.
S rank
So
is
there's no real parameters. It's
There's a
all
par-
based on desire.
there is a parameter. I mean, okay, yeah, no, desire, yes. So the S rank is I'll be annoyed if it's not included. The A rank is they should definitely include it. B is it's a good choice, but you know, not the best. C is indifference. D is there are certainly better choices. E, literally a horrible choice. And F, actively a deal breaker, would cancel any orders based on finding out the game.
So are we doing this like
That's
are we
extreme.
gonna try and take like are we taking liberties with the translation, or like are we gonna talk about like the missions? Because of course we don't want to see some of those missions brought into generations, but are we ignoring
no,
that
just
and
the
just being
level.
like
I would say
'Cause-
ignore the
'cause-
missions.
because otherwise I feel like there really aren't any bad choices because you could make any level good by just making it good.
That's true, but would you want like multiple space colony arc zones in there? Because we got like
No.
1,
Well, yeah,
One,
2,
repeated.
3.
Yeah, of course.
4.
I think
But, like-
everything can be super gritty, but he should also go through Seaside Hill.
We just need a lot of Green Hill, you know? Like,
we should-
unfortunately, we have one.
yeah, whenever I
Oh, he
suggested
did
this,
it.
I didn't even realize that like yeah we could include heroes in 06
true.
because like I just think of them as like Sonic levels, but so other people get to go through them too.
I was a little lazy. Some of these pictures actually don't have shadow in them.
No, that's okay. That's silver representation. I like it.
Didn't even know it.
But okay,
Couldn't even-
shall we start then with Radical Soda?
Radical
Oh, yeah.
soda. I mean, that's got to be in the S because it starts with S.
You reckon?
Soda.
Are we all in agreement? Like, because I could personally put Radical Soda in S as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I'd
that's
say an
the
S is good.
shadow level. That's his first ever
They're
level.
all going to end up in
You know.
S, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm
Nah.
I'm slowly realizing it would be a more diverse list if we just ranked the levels and how fun they were. Like this is a more interesting topic.
Oh, but then I would have to know all the shadow levels.
To
I'd have
be
to know
fair,
what they are.
We did
That's-
chat
I've
for
got you
longer than I
covered.
expected, so I don't even mind if this ends up being a little shorter because we're putting it all in S. But,
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about so many other random things.
Right, exactly.
Maybe
that's
we
the
should
best
go
part.
like. Maybe we should. No, I was gonna say we should do 3 tier lists, but that would take forever. So...
Okay, what if
Alright, never
we-
mind. Like one for each of us.
What if we did one per game and then the rest will end up in F tier?
Oh, okay.
One
How
per
about
game.
why don't we? How about we? Okay, why don't we put them in order based on? Let's just make a Shadow Generations. Why don't we just pick levels for a Shadow Generations?
Okay.
Yeah, we rank them based on like how yeah, kind of similar to what we're doing, like how badly which ones we want to see the most.
I mean, okay, so S is basically they should be in the game for definite. A is
Yeah.
So this is the same rules we already explained.
You know what? Yeah, okay, let's just stick to the plan, all right? I think we got something good going on here. And maybe our Shadow Generations will end up longer than
Welcome
Sega's
to the tier list.
I would like to think this is how Izuka's planning this, you know? Like,
Gosh, yeah. I hope it's
watching this stream
I
right
don't
now.
know what it's going to be like. I hope it's substantial. You think it's going to be like cuz obviously like there's so many what ifs like
I
it's
think
gonna
there's gonna be like
be
4
running with-
levels.
it can't be like
please,
episode
no.
Shadow length.
It's got to
surely.
be like a second half to generation. It's got to be at least 9. It's
Please,
got
yeah, I want it to be like.
I would be so happy if
I mean,
it
hey,
was-
they did 30 cyberspace levels. They're all bite-sized, but I mean, hey, that's, over 30. Like that's like the same thing as Forces, and they put it into a different game that's bigger.
I'd be a happy chappy if
true.
it is at least as long as the original Sonic Generations. I am going to put more my expectations leaning towards around the 1 hour mark, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be running at a different engine. There's so many questions.
So,
I just want to see play, please.
gentlemen, Skyrail, what are we thinking?
Oh yeah.
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
I'd say A.
Yeah, A's a good place. Because it's not like the de facto shadow stage.
Yeah, it's not
It
de
is.
facto, but it'd be a fun stage to see brought to life in big graphics.
Yeah, which I mean, like, I think that all of these stages would look pretty beautiful in it with a facelift.
So, we gonna go for A, or Dylan? Do you have like an alternative take?
To me, a lot of these are going to be indifferent because I feel like
Oh,
like Skyrail's a very short stage that I feel like doesn't like it leaves an impact the first time you play it maybe, but every time I've played it after the first time, I've kind of been like, oh yeah, it's Skyrail. I forgot about this.
I mean,
one.
remember,
That's
they're
what-
going to be taking the theming, but they would change the level design, so it could be longer for all we know. Like,
yeah,
this
Yeah,
could be
I
anything.
I just feel like there's not really enough there. Like it'd be just mainly like grind rails and stuff, and it wouldn't be as fun as running around.
Nothing here is set in stone. This could all be completely different in the end game. Like, none of us even matters, to be honest.
just like the actual, like what they did with the actual generations, like total transformation.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like there's kind of a lot of liberties here. Like even if the level itself is not fun, it's like, well, the generations one might be awesome.
It might be.
So,
And
Dylan,
they
would
turn
you
the
say...
Generations or the Sonic Adventure like hub worlds into a level in that Sonic Adventure Generations mod,
So, Dylan,
and that
would
was
you...
pretty cool.
Would you say that you're maybe C tier for Skyrail?
I'd give it like a C. I mean, like maybe a B. That's meet in the middle.
I was going to say, like,
Yeah,
B's
we'll settle
meeting
for B.
halfway between... Okay.
I think
B.
it's a
It's a
fine
good
choice. But I
choice.
feel like there are more iconic things that they definitely could choose.
So,
Like Seaside Hill,
White
or
Forest...
sorry, like White Forest.
I feel like it's kind of almost either or between White Forest and Eggman's facility from Sonic Forces, because they're kind of the same thing. Well, the music's the same. So, like, I could kind of give or take White Forest.
Good song.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good level in SA2, but yeah, in terms of translating into generations, I think it's kind of the same tier as Skyrail. Maybe I'd put it right above it.
You reckon A
Yeah.
Maybe like just
I'd put like an
above
A.
or
Skyrail.
B,
Oh,
but above
or like a high B.
a high B?
Yeah, I'd put it above
Yeah.
Skyrail just barely.
I
yeah.
would put
'Cause
Skyrail.
It's the site of a very like popular interaction. Like it would
Of
make
course.
sense for that to be revisited.
But
like
then maybe that would make a better boss arena. Oh, we didn't even factor in boss arenas, did we? Jesus.
it
we
is a
don't
boss
need
arena
to.
technically.
So, Final Chase is already in the fucking game. So let's just put in F.
I'm glad Final Chase is in there.
We
Or
need-
it's
we
one of the
need one-
Shadow Arc levels.
We need one that's like literally already in the. Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna add a row. G.
So wait, Radical Highway is in the game, right?
Already in
Didn't we
it,
see it in the
but
preview?
no, that
Maybe.
was Westopolis. Already in it,
Was
but
it?
good.
I thought it was like red.
Yeah, I mean, but
Radical Highway?
I thought wasn't Radical Highway in the trailer?
I don't remember.
it could have been. It could have been the highway level from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Because there's a lot of red in that trailer because they took back the red sky.
All right. So do we think it's a
Right.
good thing that Final
Final
Chase
Chase.
is in it?
I mean, I think if they make it right,
So
it'll be good.
I've got two options here:
I think
already in
it's
it but good, and already in it but bad.
It's a good idea. I think already in it, but
I think they'll make it good.
Okay,
I think they'll
good
take the
it
best parts
is.
about it.
It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Even
We did it. We completed SA2. All right.
we did the whole tier list.
There's 4 shadow levels in SA2. What the hell?
Yeah,
and they're
he's got
Sonic levels.
nothing. Shrimpy baby guy.
So next up, we've got the hero stages, and I haven't included like Act 2s. I've just been like Seaside Hill, Grammar Trip, blah blah blah. It's the location. So
Right, yeah.
I really don't see them as shadow levels, but
So
I guess he
obviously-
does go through
So I
them.
guess we don't
It's
include
a tier
Seaside Hill
thing.
because that was already in Generations.
I would say that Seaside Hill is literally a horrible choice.
because it doesn't
already
match
in
his Shadow's
back.
theming.
Well, I don't even mind that. It's just that we have done Seaside Hill in like everything, be it the racing spin-offs, be it Generations 1. You know, I wouldn't call it a deal breaker,
Everything.
but we've done enough
two
of the
things.
fucking checkerboard green coastal environments. You know,
That's true.
I'd put
I
this
mean-
one above Green Hill simply on the basis it has orcas in it, but like.
It's been used less, yeah.
Isn't there an
I'm-
orca in the 3DS version of Green Hill?
But yeah, I mean, we don't need to see it in Shadow because yeah, it's already been in Generations. It's going to be in this game because it's going to have Generations in it, I assume.
I mean, it's going to be in the Generations end of it. It's going to be
Yeah.
like 2 separate EXEs if you get it on Steam, I'm guessing.
It'd be cool if you could play as Shadow in the old levels too, though. Even
I
though
would,
I mean,
if
it's
they
like,
just
I don't know if
added
it'd be
like
possible.
a playable Shadow skin to Generations, I'd be a happy fella.
Yeah, they did it with Forces, so I don't see why not.
I'd say E. Literally a horrible choice, but what would you guys say? D? Better choices? See any difference?
Considering it doesn't,
For Shadow,
like,
it's a bad
they would
choice.
literally be double dipping. Yeah, it's not a good choice.
Okay, so E?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
horrible.
that's fine.
Okay. Next up is Grand Metropolis.
It's a
Well, again-
great level.
It's yeah. Again, it wouldn't match like pulling from a like Shadow's aesthetic. So it probably isn't like
Not
the
much in Heroes
ideal.
that would.
Yeah, I know. That's why most of these are, except for like probably Hang Castle. And well, except then we get to Egg Fleet and we're like, well, yeah, we just got to put that in there.
I
though.
mean, I just kind of like a
Even
casino.
yeah, no,
stage.
Egg Fleet I could see, but Hang Castle even is a little bit silly because they have like the funny ghosts and skeletons and stuff. So Shadow
yeah,
would probably be like,
and we're gonna
oh.
have Cryptic Castle anyway.
So
Yeah, Cryptic Castle with
Gentlemen.
guns.
let's not get ahead of ourselves now. We still got Grand
Yeah.
Metropolis to go for.
We
So I'm gauging from this that we're maybe a little indifferent, or that maybe there's better choices. Like, what are we thinking? Like
a good choice. B.
B?
Heroes difficult. I don't know.
Dylan, what do you think? I would say I think there are better. You know, I would go for indifferent. So we got indifferent.
I
We
would say
got good choice.
indifferent. I like the music, but I'm not a huge fan of the level.
Well, shit. Now, okay, right. It's, I guess 2 against
All right,
1.
are we still under the impression that that's not entirely a factor, or are we going to start taking like the original level design into account?
It's
or
not a
is it, like-
factor. It's just whether or not you want to see the
Okay.
theming return.
I have no idea.
Mechanics.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just speaking from the heart about what my brain says.
Because if we were factoring in mechanics, then Casino Park would go fucking in deal breaker. But
Yeah, everything would flip everything around. Yeah,
and I'm bearing in
so-
mind. I mean, I'm thinking of Bingo Highway there anyway. But like, just that whole shtick, because they did incorporate like Ocean Palace into Seaside Hill in Generations 1. So, but
Yeah.
okay, let's not factor that in. Or I mean, we can
So you
factor
just-
in the basic mechanics of it, right?
Right, yeah, like how cool of an idea would that be to see? Because, yeah, if that's like a major identity of the original stage, then. Because, like, that's what the other Generations levels do. They, like, Seaside Hill brings back the cannons and the
car.
car, yeah.
Yeah.
So, little things like that, they should be taken slightly into account. So, yeah, doesn't change it a whole lot, but yeah.
So what are we thinking?
Changed a whole lot, but everything's different now.
Because if it plays
I know
like
that's why this is a difficult list to make without just being like, well, everything's a good idea, so just put it all in A.
if it plays like the actual bingo level, I would call it a deal breaker. Like,
Of course, but yeah, they would.
Yeah,
I assume make
I think
it
it
good.
would be bad. like if they tried to make a new version of the casino physics, like it probably turned out to be very awkward.
I've noticed that there's a
awkward to
lot
begin
of
with.
Sonic games with horrible physics that insist on having like pinball bits. Like Heroes has it, Sonic 4 has it. Like I listen, I love
Part of the
Frontiers, but
identity of the series.
I love Frontiers, but that pinball bit felt like I was controlling candle wax. Like
It's so funny that they didn't even like change it on easy, like all these updates to like
yeah, they had
change Final Horizons difficulty.
They had a golden
They-
7
opportunity.
million points.
They also didn't like raise the difficulty on extreme either, so I just think they didn't even touch it. They just didn't even look at it.
It's abandoned.
"No, it's funny."
Unabandoned
They don't know
game.
it's in there.
It's
I
just
forgot.
an in-joke.
Yeah, they mentioned. I thought they were gonna kind of rip into it in the Frontiers, in the Final Horizon, because there's like a side story cutscene that talks about it again, but they don't really. They don't say too much
Yeah.
about it. They just kind of describe it in its origins.
How
It was
about
kind of just a
pinball?
meta joke about game
Yeah.
development. Like,
Yeah, there's pinball and everything.
okay, so next up we got Rail Canyon. It's another rail, and I think
It's kind of like Skyrail, yeah. but
Skyrail
it's
makes
longer.
it redundant. It's less interesting.
I think-
Skyrail. I like the train.
I think Rail Canyon or whatever this one is worse than Skyrail because it's like there's even less to do.
I agree, but I like the train.
The train. So I like the sections.
I would.
where
I don't
the
know. I think I
train
would.
is
Considering the length of this, I know there's a lot of rail grinding. Considering the length, I would say there's still more than Skyrail because it's only a 60-second level.
turning. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair.
The thing is, I would
point.
take concise and good over Rail Canyon.
What about Bullet Station?
But yeah, then bullets. Yeah, because I like the
I
train.
don't
The train
remember
goes
what
kind of
happened,
hard. I mean, you could make
Yeah,
a cool thing.
we
out
get
of that.
shot out of the cannon and you like steer. Like I could see that being brought back in
Oh,
Generations.
that was being shot out of the cannon is definitely that feels like a shadow gimmick to me.
So
Yeah,
I
so
don't know. Would we
more
put
bullet,
that-
and it's got bullet in the name.
So do we prefer this to Skyrail?
I think
would
with Bullet
say-
Station taken into account, I think it would make for a fine. Generations
Specifically,
level, yeah.
Bullet Station.
You know what? You've sold
Yeah.
me on the bullet station. All right, I'm gonna put. Shall we put it in B above Skyrail?
I think so.
Shall we also
Yes.
put it above White Forest or nah?
You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Yeah,
And you know, I want
Okay.
to live on the edge. I want to go on this journey with you guys.
that's what this tier list is all about. I'm
gonna
sensing
get
I might be the
together.
bigger Heroes fan in this chat.
I'm indifferent to heroes.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Team Sonic, I don't
I
really
mean,
play the other
Sonic's-
ones.
That's
fun
the thing
enough.
is, if I just play
I don't want
one,
to play it 4 times.
if I just play one story from Heroes, I can have a good time, even though the controls are quite a bit worse than they are in the adventure games. I can still have a
Yeah.
good time with it, you know. But it's just the game's asking me to play it 4 times to get the true ending, and I just don't think that's
You know-
reasonable. And wait
what's
till we
funny
get to
about
Shadow.
that? I've always heard that, you know, in every review and everything. I would argue, assuming you're not hardcore fan who's played Adventure 1 and 2 and all that, there's nothing in the game that tells you there's a true ending.
True.
I don't think that the game
I didn't know about it when I was a kid.
coerces you by saying try another team, get all the Chaos Emeralds, get all the A ranks. It tells you to get all the A ranks, but that's not 100%
The problem with
completion.
that
I
is,
would
though,
argue
If you treat it as such, you never get
It's too
to fight
short.
Metal Sonic. And while the fight
Yes.
we get with Metal Sonic completely defeats the object, I'd still take that over nothing, you know?
It's an interesting finale, but also like I didn't know that there was Metal Sonic in the game at all for years and years and years because I never wanted to, or I guess I tried to complete some of them, but like I did not want to go through Team Chaotix, and Team Dark was very difficult. Like I remember the Gator level specifically.
Oh yeah.
With Frog Forest.
Oh, yeah, I got
And-
sick of that.
Like I could not do that final part because it goes on so long. I was like, oh my god.
It does. I think it's not the jumping part isn't any longer. The level's longer, but I think it's 32 jumps is how many
It's
vines you
scary
jump
'cause
across.
it's like
Yeah.
It might be a bit
you're in
much,
this
you know?
rhythm,
Dude, there's
and
an
it's like,
extra
oh,
life in that
mm.
section with like one of those knuckles punching gongs. I have no idea how you get it during that chase. Like if you're
Dude.
jumping away, you can see it like drifting away in the background. You can see it in
Like, put
footage.
it
I
there
have
by
no
mistake.
idea. I have no idea how you get it. I want to find out. I want to know.
It's so cool.
So,
Does
what,
anyone know how to get it in chat?
It's like a rhythm game. It's so scary.
so would they
Yeah.
be
Ooh,
including
zoom.
that little gong in the recreation in Shadow Generations?
Oh right. Well, yeah. I think it would go because you got the frog gimmick where like it rains and it destroys platforms, and then it creates platforms. I could also see that returning for Generations. I would. But you know what? White Forest has the pulleys that fling you, and I feel like those are maybe more fun.
I prefer White Forest.
Yeah.
I would prefer anything we've got in. In fact, I would prefer Grand Metropolis to Frog Forest.
I think I'd put that in different because it's a little
For
weird.
Shadow generate. Yeah, for Shadow, yeah.
So what are we
Yeah.
thinking? D or sorry, did you say F? What rank? do you want?
No, I would definitely. I would say like
I would say it.
I would say a
C.
C.
Yeah, put it in
C.
C.
Okay, like a low C or a.
Yeah, put it under
Yeah.
Grand.
Okay,
I
all right.
think Grand Metropolis is a little bit more iconic,
I think we're cooking.
versus Frog level.
See, we're
Even though
kind of like
Frog
we're sort of
level
making
really
up our
good.
reasoning like we planned.
I'm feeling
Yeah,
it. I'm
I think I'm
feeling
working
it.
on
Yeah.
it.
So next up, we've got a
I'm ordering my
Handcastle.
food and I'm doing this.
You cannot eat the burger on stream.
It's not going to be here while the stream's on.
We don't know how long this is gonna be. We still got a lot of levels to go yet.
I'm going to eat though. If it gets here, I'm going to eat. I'm really hungry.
That's fine. Just don't make any mouth noises, okay?
Okay.
That'll be disgusting.
Like I
and I'd
can't
get
talk
upset.
anymore.
I'd get upset. Just talk between mouth sounds.
Oh, all right.
So what are we thinking about Handcastle, fellas? Because I
Handcastle.
think this could make a fun one, but at the same time, like, we got other ones
Well, yeah,
we could have.
It's I think because of the Halloween thing, it is slightly more fitting than the like Frog Forest and whatnot. In terms of its gimmicks, you've got the gravity switching, which might be a little slow for Generations. I don't know if they would do that.
Maybe they'd rework it a bit. I guess I don't know.
Like
Um,
unless it was like while you were boosting, the gravity changed and you like were moving forward and flipping upside down and you kept going.
That could be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, not even Forces did that
It could
with
be like
its.
set piece too. Like it could just be like part of like a little section he runs through independent of control, so it looks cool, but it's also like they don't need to make it into an annoying gimmick. Maybe.
That said, it could be
And
kind of
Mystic-
cool to actually go through a level upside down.
Yeah, for a little bit, and like because we've had a teeny bit with like Crazy Gadget,
Shadow might
and
throw up.
and in a later Shadow level Space Gadget.
Man, I really want a water level, but we haven't got any water levels.
I guess there's even the one. Yeah, Aquatic Base doesn't have any. Nothing you touch.
Yeah, that's
That'd be great.
I think that's
You know what? But that's part of the imagination of Generations. They might take you out. Like who knows?
Go on a
There
fish
could be like
tank.
a.
Aquatic Base-
That's the thing. I
Yeah.
think
play
so
Aquatic
many
Base
like
Shadow, can't you?
Huh?
Can't you play Aquatic Base as Shadow?
You
Isn't that
can,
one
yeah,
of
but
his
Aquatic
levels?
Base doesn't actually have any water that you can touch.
Oh, you know
but-
what? You fall into it in the ball part. I forgot. You don't like you fall through it technically, but it is
Oh,
there.
yeah, there's
Make
no-
it playable. Put a surface beneath it, and then okay, we'll get to it. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
That's okay.
I think if it
Tangents
was
is
full
what
of
we
water,
live
it would
for.
make more sense
You're
than
right.
being full of bottomless pits. You know,
I think water is really underutilized in 3D Sonic games.
Yeah, certainly.
I drink
Doesn't
water.
have much use.
I
I drink
love
it.
water.
That should be a mechanic.
Yeah, but like the thing, like
You drink it
I
fast
Hydro
enough.
City.
hydrate.
Hydro City from Sonic 3 is like the fastest stage in the classics, I think. And like, man, I would love to play through that stage in 3D.
In 3D.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting.
It's my favorite classic
wonder how they would
stage,
do it.
you know?
It's very nice.
I just like the water slides. It's fun. Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's like how I would love to see Water Palace or something in 3D.
I want...
Like there was a Generations mod that made a 3D Water Palace, and I
Isn't
thought
there?
it was the coolest shit.
Oh
yeah,
there
I
is.
played that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
that was
is.
sick. But I'm gonna go on further. I'm gonna say, next open zone game, I want a water world. Give me a water park.
Oh right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Imagine like the little sky platforming shit flings you out of the water and you can get air for a little. Like that would be
Yeah,
sick.
as long as it's not bad or stupid, I'm fine with it.
You can
Yeah,
have
if
all
they-
these slides, and you can have these little bits where you're in these tubes that are independent of the water, so you don't have to go slow. And oh man, it could be so cool. You could play with the gravity
Yeah.
over there, like the buoyancy.
I wonder if
Okay.
making it fast underwater is really all that needs to be done. Because I think having a time limit is right up Sonic's alley. That's fine. The drowning is fine.
You know who did underwater level really good? It was Sonic before the sequel, I think. The one where he's underwater and he's got the air bubble around him the whole time. So it's like you have the anti-gravity factor of being underwater, and you also have like the water gimmicks, like, you know, you could have currents and geysers and stuff like that, but you didn't have to worry about the air. And I thought that was a really cool idea for a Sonic level.
You know what could always be kind of fun is if you had like a little shop and you could just buy a set of like scuba gear for Sonic, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. But you have to really grind for it.
You have to buy him like an oxygen tank.
Yeah, you buy
It's
like
like
an
a-
oxygen tank, and maybe you could give him some like high-speed underwater shoes so that he can really move at a strong pace under any water conditions. And the only real difference is that he just jumps ridiculously high, but it's okay because the level design accommodates for it.
Maybe they could finally have it. The more rings you collect, the closer you get to that power up. Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something with
or,
rings.
they could just do a thing where they drain rings from you as you're underwater, almost like it's taking up your breathing.
Oh yeah, yeah. You run out of
That could be
oxygen,
good.
your rings start counting down.
Yeah, so rather
Yeah,
than
like
like a
in,
fully
I
blown...
think Mania does that in like what is it,
in,
Oil Ocean 2?
the Oil
Yeah.
Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So Hang Castle then. What are we thinking?
Hang Castle.
I don't know.
I
Yes,
think there are better
I want it
choices.
in there.
I would go for D. No, no.
D's
I would.
one.
I'd put it above Frog Forest,
Yeah.
Above Frog Forest C.
but
Yeah, I'm
below
good with that.
Grand Metropolitan.
Like, because there's no real like
Metropolitan.
personal connection to Shadow there. That's just a place he goes to.
I mean, that's going
It's
to be
just,
the
you know,
case with a lot
For all
of
of Heroes and OC. Yeah. So these are all. It's mainly once we get to the shadow levels.
it.
Then
Yeah,
it's-
we're going to have a
Then he's
horrible
right at
time.
home. Lava Shelter. Put that in the game.
I think this
Lava
one
Shelter
here.
is actually cool as fuck. I think that one would be cool.
Yeah. All of those remixes. Whew.
So I'm going to straight up say it. Egg Fleet. I'll be annoyed if it's not included in the game.
Yeah. Because you have the Final Fortress component.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
outdoor bit the best though. Where he's just like flying through and he's making quick.
As a
work of
stage, it's an incredible 3D stage. Yeah.
It's like the opening cutscene of Unleashed, but it's playable.
Yeah. It's what we
Yeah.
want. It's
No, I
a
agree.
climactic finale. Awesome music. Huge. Open. Just long enough. It's great.
You know what? I think I'd go so far as to say I'd put it above Radical Surge.
Let's. I know. I feel like we shouldn't because it's not a shadow level technically. But also,
Oh,
you know
we
what?
shouldn't.
Sonic was supposed to be in. It's just City Escape at night. So
Oh, it's so difficult. Because
so.
I saw this great video about how Radical Highway is like a playable cutscene, and you can tell that the guy that's making this video knows his cinematic stuff because it's so full of visual storytelling. But at the same time, I feel like today they'd really kind of messed that up. They wouldn't quite get it the same. I feel like there's less risk, but that feels bad faith.
Yeah, it's like, are we talking? Yeah, just hypothetical
don't wanna
generations
assume
or
the
like
worst, you know?
realistic?
This is
Yeah.
this is Sonic Team we're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, are we? Is that a confounding variable, or are we just like best case scenario? How would these stages go?
You know what? I'm gonna
I
leave
think
it.
we're making it too complicated.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could always change it later.
we're overthinking.
I think
know.
we're overthinking it to a point where we're like going in circles.
My ADHD.
Yeah,
is
Zoom's like,
showing.
yeah. I have a feeling it was him. I couldn't remember the name.
Oh, brother, we are now on Shadow the Hedgehog, so I gotta find out what this first level I got on here
Air
is.
Fleet.
What is that?
That's Air Fleet.
Is it?
Is
Wait,
that Air Fleet?
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
'cause you're
Air Fleet.
outside.
He's got it. Okay, right. Okay, so what are we thinking of Air Fleet? I'm gonna kind of let you guys take the lead because I've not played Shadow in a while.
Well, this is the one where you
I've neither.
you gun down the the escape pod.
That sounds kind of hard.
Yeah. But that's one of the extra missions. So we could factor like how well would some of these missions, like if you wanted to, like would they translate into generations? We could take some of the good ones.
So does he have a gun when he's shooting this down, or?
Yes, he has.
He's
to.
always got a gun.
I kind of want
Yeah.
excuses for him to have a gun.
So this one I think is cool because again, like with Egg Fleet, you are in the air, so you're like on an airship. You go outside of it and then you go back in.
Okay.
I would say that this one is probably a better choice than whenever we get to Gun Fortress. Gun Fortress music is great, but this one, I think. Let's see. I think it's a solid an A,
You reckon?
maybe a for now. Yeah.
Dylan, you got any objections?
No, I think that's a good assumption.
Okay.
I like that.
Here we go. We got our first.
Yeah, they said S tier in the chat. Yeah, because you shoot down the pod.
They should definitely include Airfleet. Okay, what's the
Gosh.
next one then?
That looks like a Black Comet level.
Yeah, it's
It
Black
is,
Comet.
Yeah, it's Black Comet. Oh, another good song, but yeah, this
so that
one.
one, I would be mad if it's not in the game.
You'd
Let
be
me
mad
see.
if-
I'm trying to remember which of the Black Comet levels is the best.
Isn't there
It-
one at the
it might
end
be
it's called
this one.
Black Comet?
Yeah, it's Black Comet. Then there's also Final Haunt, and then did you include the last one, or is that not
Oh,
on
well,
here?
the Last Way.
Or yeah, that's like the one I mean,
Yeah.
like Last
The-
Way or
the
like
Last Way is
whatever
in
the
there too.
equivalent
Yeah,
would
so
be.
I mean, we could get the Last Way if you want.
No, I think Black Comet is the best one from my memory.
Because Black Comet's like, if Black Doom is going to be a big part of the story, then it makes sense to fight him.
One
on
of
his own
them-
turf again.
One of them has to be in there. Yeah, I think Final Haunt has the one where you fly on the little bird thing, but I think Black Comet has the one where you're on like the spinny, rotating hoverboard a lot. I feel like that would
That's
work
weird.
into Generations. That would go fast. You know, you're like boosting across the water. You have to hop on.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
So
can
what are
use
we-
it like
what are
a
we thinking?
skateboard or whatever.
Are we? So
I want
which
that in,
one do
like-
we want to pull?
Absolutely,
Which one? Black Comet?
100%.
Black Comet. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we want that in S.
So
That's like S.
low S
Yeah.
under Egg Fleet. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah. I'm good with that.
So then next up we've got
I think that's important for a
Central
finale.
City.
Okay, yeah. So we've got like 3 city levels.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Because this one, yeah,
Generation
this
also
one's
has 3 city levels.
I feel like for every
well, okay, the same exact aesthetic city level.
I feel like for the city levels, we should just pick one and put it in like either S, A, whatever, and then we put just
Hell,
pretty much
Generations
the-
actually has 4 technically.
put the others in just D. There are better choices, or
That's
if there's a particularly bad one, we can put it in like E and stuff. So
So yeah, the thing with Central City is that, like, you know, again, we assume they're going to take liberties with this because the original stage is a grid. It's a big square. You go around it and you like
yeah,
blow
it's
up
like
bombs.
purely mission based. That's
So,
I mean,
like,
we can still kind of
that
factor
wouldn't-
in some of that, right? Like, just
Yeah,
kind of
if you want,
adapting
because like that grid obviously wouldn't work in Generations.
it. Is
I mean,
that what defines it?
maybe it would. I wonder.
I would say
That's
so.
that's the
I think
question
that's
I
the
have.
whole point of that level. It's like that it's an enclosed space.
Because if it wasn't, then it would just be Westopolis.
If it is
Yeah.
literally just if that's the defining factor, I would say F. Like,
I mean, who's
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
we can meet in the middle on that maybe and do like there are better choices.
yeah, okay, we can put it
because
in D.
maybe like I'm thinking, what if they take like let's say Westopolis, right? But it's a combination of everything that we've seen from all the like they take all of the city portions,
That's what I
Central
think they
City,
would do.
Westopolis, other ones, other name,
Yeah, realistically, I think that is what they do.
and they just combine them together. So
Also,
like
our tier list is making an F shape, so that's a bit of an omen.
Oh my gosh.
that's
You're right. Do you want to just like combine like the levels that are
All
super
of
similar
those?
to each other?
I
Like-
would be that
Like
might
Black
seem-
Comet, Final Hunt, and Last Way because they're like all really similar. They're like
That's-
just into the
I
same
feel like
spot.
yeah, like if they do interpret them, they probably will just mash them
I
together.
mean, the thing I would say is just let's look at what defines those individual things and decide whether we think that
That's
will
right.
incorporate well. Then we can basically just put the best version in one of the higher ranks, and the lesser versions
True.
can go D or below, or C
Okay,
even.
yeah.
I think that.
Well, yeah, well, proceed as intended. Okay, yeah, that works.
So next up, I think we've got Circus Park.
Yep.
Alright, this would be a funny one for Shadow to have.
Yeah, I don't. It would be funny.
It is the
What do
home
you-
to the iconic cutscene where he says "damn."
That's true. And it is already in Shadow's game, which is
I'd-
the place where you would think it would be out of place.
Probably put that in a high S just for that alone.
And they could
if he
just
says
have...
the line,
Yeah, if he says the damn.
if he
Black-
says the line, it's in
Could
S.
you imagine if it's like this is a time travel story where Black Doom keeps showing Shadow moments from his past, so he watches himself say these things?
He watches himself
Like, and
say
that's why
damn,
it's in the
and then he
game?
checks himself on his language. I'm gonna put it in high S if that's all right with you guys. Like,
I think
Under
that
the
was really
assumption he
funny.
says the line, yeah.
okay,
Like Black Doom goes, Shadow, look at how stupid you were back then. Look.
look at you saying curse words, Shadow.
Doesn't it feel good?
You could say these important.
This feels good.
The power. So next up, we've got Cosmic Fall.
Oh yeah.
Is that looped into Final Chase?
No.
I mean, technically,
No, this is different enough because this is all about like the stage is falling.
true, and I do
So
like
this,
that.
I think this is a factor. This is a part where like the level's gimmick is definitely a part
Different
of its
enough.
identity.
You could have you could have like a palindrome kind of thing where the first level is Final Chase and the final level is Cosmic Fall, and that would be awesome.
I think the arc levels in this game are all like
Unique.
pretty unique from each other. I think these are going to be the standouts.
Well, but the
'cause
arc
they-
levels have a lot of that, like, go find. Oh, we're not taking the missions into account, right? Because otherwise,
Not
it's like,
really.
go
Well,
find
it.
No,
Make it fun.
those are the yeah. No, I know what you're thinking. Names escaping me.
Suffer.
The Doom, that one, and the one where you have to get 30 artificial chaos. Why can't I remember? Doom,
can't.
I know the music and everything.
See, look, artificial chaos aboard the Ark. I was onto something.
Because like those, yeah, the internal arc missions, yeah, that's the most infamous level. Lost Impact. That's the one. That's the one where you have to get 35 artificial chaos.
So we don't like Lost Impact.
Because of its gimmick and it's a big maze.
I'll take
and-
it into account when we get to Lost Impact.
Yeah, yeah, and the Doom is basically the same level.
Okay, so the Doom and Lost
but yeah,
Impact
so
are gonna be
Cosmic
stinkers.
Fall, I think, is a really strong choice. Because you're falling the whole time, I think that would be a really fun gimmick when going
It's
fast in
also
3D.
falling in the trailer a lot.
I think I'd put that in low S.
Low S?
I'd go higher if you want, but I think
I think I would
Middle
put it
S.
Would I put it above? Oh, what the hell was this one?
Black
Black-
Comet.
yeah,
it's
that's
just because
the
that's
Black
Black Doom's home.
Would I put it above? I feel like Black Comet could still do more for this story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
in
what
terms of its play, I think Cosmic Fall would be a cooler level. But yeah, in terms of its like narrative inclusion and yeah, I think Black Comet is kind of completes the story.
Sure. We've still got an acceptable F shape here, which I quite like.
Yeah, let's keep
the
it
F is getting
rolling.
longer.
Okay, so next up, we've got a pumpkin-themed one. So we've got Cryptic Castle.
Yes,
All right.
And this
I feel
one-
the same about that as Hang Castle, basically.
probably put it slightly above Hang Castle because it's darker.
So would we put it in like low B or upper C or?
I'd say low B, maybe.
Yeah, low
I'd
B.
probably
I
put
like
it-
that.
Would we put it above White Forest?
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
No, I
White
would.
Jungle. I keep forgetting about that stage.
White
It's just
Jungle,
sitting there in between.
Yeah, because it's a jungle, you know.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's
'cause
such
it's-
an
because
iconic
it's-
moment.
Because it's just Sonic's level, but with rainy.
Like it's a big
So,
moment where
It's
he
a
goes
fun level.
Faker.
Like I like it. Like it's a fun level. But yeah,
It's also a plot
It-
moment where he fights Sonic, and I get that's a big draw, but he's already fought
That's
Sonic.
their first meeting.
That's not their first meeting. Their
Yeah.
first meeting was after...
No, you're right. It's
Yeah,
not their first
was
meeting,
in
but
San
it
Francisco.
feels like it again.
I totally
Because they
forgot,
learn their
forgot about
names.
the time limit in the stage. They could actually bring that back.
Imagine if they blow up the stage with Maria Robotnik on it.
Wow.
I
and
love
then
that.
yeah, that's the bad ending.
That bit of trivia is always going to be a part of like Sonic Movie 3's discussion. It's always, even if they don't kill her off, it's always going to be like, hey, remember the time we all thought they were going to kill a child in Sonic Movie 3?
If it doesn't start with City Escape, it's starting with her getting shot.
Imagine that's like the first shot of the movie, just a gaping
Dude,
hole in
and
the
she
side
gets
of
Just
the
shot,
like
and then
the
it goes
game.
to City Escape.
I want it to be as gory as
Just-
possible. They play
Yeah,
that.
then it
crying
goes into
his eyes
City
out.
Escape right after.
No, literally, they play the City Escape scene, and then it's like earlier, and it's just a gunshot wound in the side of a little girl's head.
Like the shot of like Maria, you know, she's falling and Shadow's going, Maria, like before it's even faded out, you just hear the City Escape bass kick in, and then Sonic starts falling.
I just
You hear,
can't think
oh
of a.
yeah!
I can't think of a better
Like-
tonal shift, to be honest. Like it'd be like.
I mean, it would be
Sonic
so on the
Generations.
nose. Like
Sonic's-
we would know it was a joke, certainly.
We're like, hey, they're doing SA2.
Do a Sonic Generations movie where they travel through time, and you got like the little birthday party scene, and then next thing you know, the caption comes up Berlin 1939. You know.
Oh,
Goodness. 30.
what's that next level? Is that the more castle level?
It's green. What do we got?
It's Death Ruins.
Death Ruins. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Have you
the
got
hardest
the list up as
track.
well?
What is it?
Have you got the list of the levels up as well?
No, I just have your stream open.
You could just tell these, huh?
Yeah. These few are pretty distinct. And then yeah, that's
There's a lot of great
digital
going on here,
circuit.
though.
There is. I don't know Again, I don't know why. I just know them. I've heard the music a lot, so I probably just like was like, oh yeah, what level is this? Oh yeah.
Really?
Wait,
I
I've
have,
got a really good comment in the chat here to bring up if you guys want to.
I did get all A ranks in it, so maybe that's why.
You got all A ranks? God damn.
Yeah. I was sick for 2
I defer to
days.
you on the shadow levels, honestly. You choose.
I was sick for 2 days and was like, man.
This sort of
should
be
just-
your.
Man, I'm gonna make
100%
myself feel worse.
This is your time to shine.
I mean, I just looked up guides for all the lame missions.
But anyway, so this comment someone just made, far too Sega. They said, can you include Shrouded Forest from Black Knight, which is really interesting, because Shadow you do have that one Shadow level, right? That you play as him, and
But it's
it's also
him?
not him.
I wanted it,
You know, like
but at the same time, I didn't feel
it's
confident in my
technically
ability
not
to find
him.
it.
He wouldn't have any of those memories. You know, like that's a
to be fair,
different
he could
person.
just get transported into it.
He could just be in it. Yeah.
It's all sci-fi glup shadow territory, you know. But
I mean, it'd be cool if they give him a sword. Like he's like, this isn't a gun.
Give it back.
well, no, he's just transported there. He's like, why am I here? And Black just like, I don't
Then again,
fucking
he
know. And he just
He already
brings
has
out
samurai
gun.
swords.
Dude, a samurai sword for Shadow would be
would
so
go hard.
cool. Anyway,
They have those in the game.
So
He has swords.
does he have samurai swords? I haven't
Yeah,
played that
he
game
has
in long
a big samurai sword, and then there's like the alien purple ones.
Oh, I remember.
Right, in
now.
that case-
Yeah, I remember that.
time. Oh, in Shadow, you mean? Okay, I thought you meant in Black
Shadow.
Knight. I
Sorry,
was like,
not in Black Knight. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Black Knight, my expertise goes away. I've only played it once.
So Death Ruins. Then, what are we thinking?
Oh yeah.
I think it's like an indifferent. Cause,
Yeah,
'cause,
this
like,
one's-
it's on the prison island, right? Like that's a pretty important location.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
we
Prison
could have-
Island one will probably be higher.
Yeah.
And then this one could be. I mean, this one's kind of cool, but yeah, it is like an inside jungle level. It's weird.
Would we say D? There are better choices, or C indifferent, or
Maybe bottom of C.
bottom?
Yeah,
C?
I could do bottom of C or D even.
The F is still strong.
Okay, you can't just
We're not
choose
doing it
to
on
put this
purpose.
in here just to maintain the F.
I
though.
did not do that on purpose.
This
I
is
was
what my goal
relieved when I
has been the
saw.
entire time.
Okay, so next up is I think Digital Circuit.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit! I got that from memory. Oh, I'm awesome. All right.
Yeah, Mad Matrix is further along.
Yeah. So
So I think this one's pretty cool because you have the part where you're like going through the wires, through the digital
Which one is it?
wires.
Oh,
This is one where
digital-
you're
I like
inside the
digital
internet.
one,
cyberspace,
where he's
but with
going to
Source.
destroy the Eggman security system or something, or when he's going to the White House.
Yeah, something
Is
like
that what he's
that.
doing? Like
Something
he's
like that.
teleporting into the
It's
White
so
House
funny
through the internet.
describing bits of this game out of context.
Yeah, he's hacking into
I
the
think
main.
those levels look really fun, and like they have interesting gimmicks to them. And I,
I think
feel
a
like
lot
they
of
could do
people like
something-
this one.
Yeah, no,
okay.
I think they could do some fun stuff with like when you're going upwards on the light beam and you have the
Yeah.
shoot, like maybe you could be throwing chaos spears at robots while you're going up, and it could be like a really quick.
Yeah, you have to homing
Break
attack
through those
across
things.
the lights.
I'm going
Yeah.
to
Yeah, that could be
assume
neat.
for absolutely no reason that it's already in it.
Because it's kind of a fan. You know what? I don't know actually. I think
don't
they're
know,
gonna do.
people-
They're definitely gonna do like Westopolis probably, and then they're gonna do Radical
Let's hop-
Highway.
yeah.
If we put it
And
in
the arc
A,
level.
we could still maintain the F shape.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking low A. I was thinking like right below Air Fleet,
All right,
Yeah.
got it.
because that's just like this
Now
is
we
kind of a
can-
fan favorite. People like it. People like the music. It's like a different idea. Like we didn't have a cyberspace type level before this in like a main 3D game.
Oh, and they just did cyberspace in Frontiers as
So
well.
funny. They just made an excuse to make it Green Hill.
Yeah. They could have taken an actual digital circuit level design. That would have been a
Remember
bold move.
I remember hearing the rumors that they were bringing back Generations stages. Like, surely not. And now they've brought back the entire Generations game.
That's crazy. I know.
Always
I-
reusing the Generations assets.
It'll never stop.
So, Final Haunt is next.
So that's grouped
So-
in with.
It's
Yeah, it's
What's the
kinda-
difference? with Final
it's-
Haunt?
It's pretty similar. This one has like there's like more corridors where you run through and shoot enemies, and then you ride the bird, the flying creature more.
So it can just be an extension of the other,
It's-
really.
Pretty similar to the other one, to Black Comet.
almost like an Act 2.
Where's the other one?
I would say it's lower than it, but like, oh yeah, Black Comet's up in the S tier.
Oh, that one.
It's the second to last. Yeah.
I thought Final Haunt was a Cryptic Castle adjacent stage, but
No,
that's
actually, there's
Cryptic
only
Castle.
one castle level.
Okay.
Only
So,
one Halloween. Yeah.
what do we want for Final Haunt? Do we just want to just?
Do we combine it?
I would
Is
just
this
combine it.
similar
It feels
enough?
like it could be an
Yeah.
Act 2.
I mean, is it
I think
better
we're gonna
or
do
worse than Cryptic Castle? Or not Cryptic Castle.
Maybe we should just
Black
have another
Comet.
category that's just basically the same.
I would say it's lower than Black Comet.
So shall we just
slightly.
say indifferent, or there are better choices, or
There's literally a better choice in Black
Yeah.
Comet.
there we go.
Unless they're gonna do, because they combine like Seaside Hill, Ocean Palace. They do like Act 1 and 2, so
Yeah, exactly.
they might do the same here with this. But
Would this be better than Central City at the very least?
plus, if
I mean,
Black
because
Comet
being
wasn't
the-
already in the game, yeah,
Okay, then I'll put it
the
above.
tier list has too many factors now.
I'll put it above.
Yeah.
Central.
making up the rules as we go. Yeah, that's how it goes.
We're
Better than
losing
Central
the F.
City, though. I'd say. It's more intense, more fun.
All right, so next up we've got this Unreal,
Glyphic Canyon.
Unreal Tournament looking ass here. Yes, Glyphic Canyon.
So I think this is one where we're gonna combine it with Power Sky
The
Troops.
ruins.
Those two levels are really similar. But yeah, I think this is a really I think this is a solid level because it's already kind of Generations-esque in its design. I think I've seen a mod for this one.
I saw a Sky
there-
Troops.
There is
Generation
one for Forces. There's
Maybe
a
it's
Glyphic
that
Canyon
one.
mod for Forces.
Oh, that's cool.
Which would
Yeah,
we
so this one
say-
has you going.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say you're hopping from ruins to ruins, and there's like a part where you're getting that hopper robot where it jumps really high.
Oh, the pants.
The pants.
Between
That's what I always
the
call
wrong
it.
trousers from
Pants.
Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
So
could see
between
that.
Glyphic Canyon and Sky Troops, which would we say is the better of the two?
I would say Sky
Sky
Troops. Most people go for that one.
So
Most
shall
people
we
like the music
put-
more. But Glyphic Canyon has you getting sucked into a tornado.
Oh,
That
man,
is
does
true,
make
and that's a
things
reference to the Windy
Yeah.
Hill as well.
And
To
there's
be
a part
fair-
where you're like shooting debris to get to the tornado. I feel like with Chaos Spears that could work really well.
Sorry,
To
not
be
Windy
fair,
Hill.
though, we
Windy...
do get a bit of tornado action in Sonic Generations with the Crisis City stage. So maybe we could give or take. I don't know.
You don't get sucked into it though, do you? No.
Yeah, you do. Kind of.
Oh, in Classic,
Yeah.
sort
In
of.
Classic, yeah.
So
That was a
so
unique way to use that.
If
Yeah, that was fun.
If we were to put this in a higher tier than D, we would have to put Sky Troops in D. Whereas, because just they're a better choice, basically. So we got to kind of choose between the two. One of these has to go in D, basically.
Dang it. Well, I guess I would have to go with Sky Troops.
Sky Troops goes in
Sky
D?
Troops, I would say.
No, I think Sky
100.
Troops is,
No.
is the
Oh,
better
okay,
one,
so
yeah.
Glyphic Canyon's going in D.
Yes.
Sadly, yes.
Would we say it's better than the other two that are already in D?
I would say high D.
High
Yeah,
D.
let's do that.
Top
Give
D.
it some credit, yeah.
This is a fat F. All right.
I think Sky Troops is another A.
Oh, but we're not on Sky Troops just yet.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I will be
Now I
Who's
see what you
damned.
meant. Now
If-
I understand.
I'll be damned if you can tell
That's
what
Gun
this level
Fortress.
is. Because how
Gun
can you
Is that the
Fortress.
level where you're inside the facility and you go on like the security cameras and stuff?
Yes,
how can
yeah,
you
it's Gun
how
Fortress.
can you tell he's just running along
That's-
a grey floor?
That's the
But it's-
beginning of
it's-
the beginning of the stage. Where
Gun
you're running
Fortress.
He's in
through,
a
like,
room.
I mean,
Wow.
you're
There's a
right. You're
roof.
absolutely right. I'm amazed.
Yeah, it says what 21 seconds. It's the very beginning of the level. Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Oh yeah, no kidding. Okay, all right. What are we thinking?
So we already have the air fleet in here. So I think this is another. Oh, but you're right. The security camera part is so cool. But I still think air fleet takes you on the outside, and that's a pretty important aspect of it.
I feel
Yeah, I
like
would say-
it's almost better to be in D than C, isn't it? Like,
Maybe. Still above Central City. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I feel like that's fair.
It's a great
Hey, look,
song.
Knuckles is
Wow.
over there too.
you know what?
But you know what? The song is probably too tame for what they're going for.
I'm changing the rules a little mid-game. All right, I'm gonna put D above C.
How can this happen? Change
This
the letters.
man's breaking the alphabet.
And I'm gonna put it's good, but Good, but there are
It's
better
rewriting
choices.
history.
All right.
Holy.
Sorry, had
There are
to
now
do it.
27 letters in the alphabet.
So D rank is now better than C rank. Okay, that's.
This is. I love it. Let's move on.
So we got this.
Is that the one where he's?
That
the one
is
where the
Iron
Shadow
Jungle.
Hedgehog go up?
Yep,
Yeah, it's Iron
Jungle.
Jungle.
Damn,
Not here.
not here.
So what are we thinking?
I'm too hungry to like care anymore.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. But I
I
think
don't
this
care
one...
about Shadow the Hedgehog levels. Can we move to Sonic 06?
No, we can't move this. Wait, okay. All right.
Those aren't even real shadow levels.
Bick, you're carrying this. You're carrying.
All right, let's put this above Death Ruins.
I'm so
Which one is
hungry.
Death Ruins again? That one.
One in the end of C. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This one's just. Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent to this one.
So it's
I know
a
it has the
fate
shadow
worse than
androids.
D.
Yeah, D for death.
And our F is a fucking mess now. Looking more like an E, but like an E that put on
There's
weight.
still time to correct it. Oh yeah, because we moved it around.
It's like an E on a stick. It's like an E corn dog.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
Don't
top
say,
heavy.
no, that looks like Sora's Keyblade. Look at.
I see. This is the key.
We need like a circle down here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Lava Shelter has awesome music. Yes, we will get to it.
Lava
got-
Shelter.
will
I
be.
can confirm.
We got
Yes.
this
Oh, that's
Uh,
Lethal Highway.
Lethal Highway. All right.
It's the
this
same
one's-
as
Wait,
Lethal
hang
was.
on. Why the fuck is Lava Shelter not above Lethal Highway? It's alphabetical.
Ooh.
Because you can't spell
Okay, so Lava Shelter's just going an S.
Yeah,
Lava
Alright,
Shelter
think
S plus.
it's an easy S. Let's
Is
see.
it like top S or?
I think
Yeah,
I'd
maybe.
put it above.
You know,
Yeah,
I'd put it above
actually.
Lethal Highway. Because I feel like Lava Shelter would be a crazier place to visit.
You know what? Yeah, S tier. Just give it to it. It
Just top
deserves it.
S.
Look at that
Like the top,
screenshot.
Look at how it lines up
Like
as
that
well.
in Omega's there too. I hope
Oh my
Omega
gosh.
shows up. Wouldn't that be
Oh,
cool?
they must all do that.
Oh man, that goes hard. Look at that,
Oh,
Wait, what the hell?
sweet.
How does that happen?
dude.
Oh,
Just because the
mirroring.
screenshot is cropped.
Oh, this is perfect. Okay, we couldn't have had better
Lava
images
Shelter.
for this.
Yeah,
Can't believe you
Lava
set that up
Shelter.
like that. That's crazy.
That's
All
good
right.
because that one has like where the lava like rises and falls and.
Just
Ah.
like Golden Capital Act 2, but good.
Oh, that's true.
God, I hate Golden Capital Act 2.
That's the auto scroller.
Yeah, it's the one with the Fang boss fight that goes on way too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next up, we got Lethal Highway.
Wow. This one starts with a motorcycle revving up in the audio track, so
Inevitably,
we
that's gonna be S.
already get some points for that. This one's
Like a
so this
B?
one's a pretty straight shot. It's a race, so I think that could work
I like
Oh,
it.
that could be
in
neat.
generations really well
like an
because
A?
you're chasing the alien ship.
Like an A or a
Yeah,
B then?
A.
Or a A? Yeah.
I think
I'd say an A. We don't
yeah,
have much
low
in the
A.
A.
Would we
Yeah.
put it above the other two or beneath?
No.
or-
I don't think so. I think this is a good spot.
Okay.
Because if we already have Westopolis, then this should just be like an added section to that, probably.
It's over, by the way. The F shape is done. It's
I can still see it, but he's been mangled.
He's screaming to try and save himself.
Okay, so what's
Okay,
the...
now that looks like Lost Impact. Yeah.
let's have a look. Yep,
Oh,
that is
That's
Lost
an
Impact.
artificial chaos.
So we
in
don't
there.
like this one?
Yeah.
Deal
It's
breaker?
a bad one.
It's a maze by design, so they would have to completely. There's one cool part that's like outside the arc where you're like, there's an auto-scrolling turret section where you're like blowing up the chaos. So maybe E.
E.
We'll give it total F.
Would
yeah.
would we put it
I think.
above or below Seaside Hill?
I think we'll put
Above.
I think we'll put it above just because Seaside Hill doesn't need to be in the game.
By the
twice.
virtue that-
Seaside Hill shouldn't be there. Yeah.
I feel tempted to move Seaside Hill down to F the more I think about it.
because it's a deal breaker.
It's not a deal
No.
breaker. Like, I'd play it. It's just,
Well, I mean, because like,
it's
is Bingo Highway even a deal breaker for? Because like, obviously the physics wouldn't be bad if they put it in Generation.
The truth be told, none of these...
Maybe?
like,
Well,
I'm going to
sure.
buy the game regardless, because I'm going to put it on my tax write-offs, you know?
Oh,
Like,
of course, of course, yeah.
So none of these are
and
truly a
because
deal
you're
breaker
a
for me.
fan and you can't stop. You must buy
I must buy the Sonic gaming.
the consumer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, make your money back easy.
yeah. So if they're in deal breaker, it's literally just like from a perspective that is considered to be second hand. You know, let's
Yeah.
say money were really an issue here. You know, if deal breaker, if I were very very poor,
Yeah, that works.
This tier list is falling apart.
It's not falling apart. It's getting stronger.
I say it's building character.
The F is gone, guys.
No, F is still here. It's still here. It's
F
just deal
We're
breaker.
far gone. Okay.
All right. So next up, we've got
Mad Matrix.
Mad Matrix.
Is that the other digital level?
And
Yes.
you know what? I think so let's see.
Probably gonna be D,
I think-
right?
There are better
I mean,
choices.
it's got a cooler name. Mad
But good
Matrix.
D.
It's a good D.
Good D. That's what they say
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, sure. Let's do. I mean, yeah, it's a good idea because this one has like, you know, it is more
It's
of the
got
same. So this would absolutely be one of the Act 1, Act 2. Like they would combine it into
We
one.
could say B.
Mad Matrix after all.
But B.
I bet maybe just put it next to the digital one.
I don't
would
want
say
to
just
do
put it
that.
next to it.
I feel. I don't want to do that.
Feel
That
weird.
feels
Okay.
dirty.
Okay.
Really? Yeah, because I mean, I would just say like combine them into the same. But yeah, I'm good with low B.
Bad Nick Mechanic says there's no past, there's no present, there's no future, there's only the tier list, and it'll never end. Dude, I've been watching my food drive here like the whole time, slowly inching towards my house, and I'm like, we still have like 20 levels.
No, we got. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, we
11,
have been
12,
streaming for 2
15,
hours.
16, 17, 18. 18 levels left.
That's 20 levels, pup.
All right.
That's not 20. That's 18. Stop rounding up.
This is another green one. There's only
Yes.
one.
So this one is Foggy Hall. That's not what it's called, but I'm gonna look up what that is.
Oh, Prison Island.
Prison
yeah.
Island. I mean,
Okay, so yeah, this is better than Death Ruins because it's more direct. You have like these launch pads that you jump off of, and they shoot you really high onto a different path. There's
I think
rail
Prison
grinding.
Island, just on the basis of being Prison Island, is a really important one.
so we can
That's
just
true.
put it in
High-
like D. Good, but there are better choices. Or you know what?
It's like a high B.
You change that to a C and then that to
I
a D,
feel
so it's
like-
like
Calling it D is really misleading. So I'm gonna call it B Part 2.
I was gonna say high B anyway because I think it's like.
Oh, so
high
we always
B.
put it in the B Part 1.
Yes.
B plus and B minus.
I think it could go a little higher because like he was
Be
saying the
good and be
significance
bad.
of Prison Island to Shadow.
Would we put it above Mad Matrix and Cryptic Castle and
Yeah, just because it's like a more impactful location, I guess.
and would we put it above Skyrail?
No.
Okay. All right. We've
Wait.
got a nice cozy place here
Y-
in B Part 1.
yes,
Having second thoughts.
I think it actually is above Skyrail.
Okay. All right.
What if
Skyrail
it
getting the
just is
shaft.
like, you go Prison Island and also Skyrail. Like
I know it
is-
doesn't help that these were like originally Sonic levels. Yeah.
I like this. How we've sort of, like got a tiered little breakdown curvature
like
here.
a tiered little tier list
Yeah,
there.
it's kind of tiered.
Yeah.
We should do like a tier list.
Oh, we're tiering.
Now we're at Sky Troops.
Okay, so
Sky
that's
Troops
gotta
S
be like,
plus.
is that A?
At least.
That's like if they get a shot of Shadow standing over floating battleship ruins with Black Doom. That's like a SS, like a triple S.
All right,
think-
so shall we put it in
True.
like S? Do we want to
think-
put it above
think
Cosmic
that's a good-
Fall?
Hard to say because that's an arc level, so arc's very significant.
I think it's fine there. I think you can.
Yeah,
leave
the
it
low
there.
S is good.
Now we've really got a nice little phone signal image here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
3 bars. Could be better. All right, that leaves us to what is this now?
Space
It's an arc level
Gadget.
or something.
Space Gadget. Yes.
Space Gadget.
This one's actually pretty cool because this one has another gravity flipping mechanic. One that I think
love
is
gravity.
better than Hang Castle. It would
Is-
work better.
Is this better than Cosmic Fall?
You race against Sonic in this one. Oh, you know what? This
Oh.
level's cool because it has 2 totally
Ooh.
different paths. You can go stay on the arc or like stay on the main outside path, and then you can go into the arc and like the rooms are all upside down because you keep flipping gravity. And it might. Oh, it's tough.
I like the idea
Dude,
of
what
it all
if-
falling.
what if
though.
this is the level where we fight
The-
Sonic? What if we have
you
a
know what,
Sonic
this-
boss fight?
They're different enough. I think you could put this right under Cosmic Fall or like
Okay.
low S.
I feel dirty, but okay.
You can put it after Sky Troops if you want, so they're separate.
Okay, so low S.
Do you feel less dirty?
I mean, it just feels so dirt because we've already got like we got Final Chase is definitely in the game already. Then we've got
I know.
Cosmic. You know what? It's
Well, yeah.
okay. A little
Realism
reassurance,
was
maybe.
thrown out the window when we included Seaside Hill on
Tell
the
you
list.
what, a little reassurance. One of you guys give me like a pat on the back or something, and I'm fine with it.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine because these levels are quite different.
Thanks. I feel a little better now. So next up is the Ark. Oh, for fuck's sake, not another one.
No, this one you can
put it in the same place.
This one can go a little lower because you're like you're flying on the bird again.
Deal breaker.
Maybe not a deal breaker. I think
That stage in particular.
put it back in the there are better choices one that we do with all the duplicates.
Okay, so B part 2.
Yeah, you could put it. It's better than Central City though.
Okay. Is it better than Gun?
You know what? I don't think so
Probably.
because
No.
I don't know because that the security camera, dude. That's such a cool part.
All right, we'll.
But that'd be weird in Generations.
Yeah, they would have to change it to where it's like it stays. Well, it could be like the silver boss fight. You know how like it goes to the front of you.
If it's any solace,
Oh,
we
yeah.
already know it's not going to play
Yeah,
like
we can do that.
Generations based on the fact that the boost appears to have a similar sort of speed to the Frontiers one, and the fact that they're using the Forces animation for the boost as well.
It's basically the same as Generations, though.
It's
the boost
completely
formula.
different. It couldn't be more different.
But it's the same kind of control scheme.
No,
Like,
it's
not
absolutely
vastly
nothing
different.
alike. It's got more in common with Mario Wonder than Sonic Generations.
Mario Wonder. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Mario
Literally
1.
Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts.
Mario 1. Oh, don't talk
Looks
about
like we're
that.
up to the doom now.
Nuts and Bolts is not a bad game, alright? It's not. I could
don't wanna
understand
talk
why it
about
might
it.
disappoint people, but it's a damn fine game. Sorry, where
Haven't
were we?
played
I
it.
threw up once when I was playing it.
We
threw
are up to
once
the
when I played
doom.
it, so now I can't look at it anymore.
It's not Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts' fault that you got a sensitive little tum-tum.
Yeah, no, that was genetics.
Now I feel
This
like I need to
one.
comfort you.
Pat him on the back.
No, I'm
Pat,
okay. I'm
Pat.
just waiting for my food, man. I'm starving.
Alright, so
Yeah,
the
don't
Doom.
worry.
How we feel about the Doom?
So it's better than Lost Impact, but not by a whole lot.
Which one was Lost Impact?
It's an E. It's the start of E.
Oh, okay. Better than Lost Impact, but not by much?
Yeah, we'll just put it right above it. Why not?
Okay.
Because it's another maze level.
Low E.
Lost Impact's music is good, and it like
Oh,
makes it
it's a
sound
good
really
track.
epic and emotional. But yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do? Oh, this
Well,
is.
what are you gonna do? What are you
Are we
gonna
at,
do about
are
it?
we at Final Haunt?
We're
Oh,
at
this is
the last way
way.
now. We've done Final Hunt.
Yeah, that's right. And just like that, sort of indifferent to it. Because this one is where you just kill enemies over and over to grind for chaos control to get to the end.
That sounds like a big case of
Right.
fuck that.
I would say that don't do that. Yeah.
I don't want to do
Like,
it.
yeah.
Unless they use like the Frontiers combat.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
Okay.
If they
But
use
they could do
Frontiers
that.
combat-
They could do that
Alien
in
and the Black Comet.
any of the
That'd be
shadow
so
levels
cool.
because they all have enemies in them.
So do we want to put it at soggy
I
bottom
think it's
of
there.
indifferent?
I think it's there.
That's-
Yeah.
All right.
That's tough because that's an indifferent if that they do that, but it's like if it's just keep grinding homing attack kills until you get to the end, then it's like, oh.
You know what I like about this is that it's still weighing positive. This whole thing.
It's still
Yeah.
weighing like an F a little bit.
I just can't imagine the people who are like going to skip to the end of the stream who haven't watched it and just see this list at the end and be like overwhelmed by the weird choices and the
It's gonna
tears
be-
being swept.
It's gonna be so fun for the audio only listeners as well. Like
Oh my god! I didn't think about that. People
I
can't watch
thought this could
episode.
translate quite
This is
well
great.
because we are being very descriptive of it.
I
Like
kicks ass. Oh no.
okay, so
Ah.
finally
Finally,
Westopolis.
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 I mean,
F.
it's
Don't
got to
want
be in it, right?
Just kidding.
It
It's
should
in
be,
there, yeah.
but yeah, assuming it's not, it would have to be like an A at least.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say already in
Say
it.
it's already in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When is? Yeah. Do we assume Radical Highway's already in it, or?
Nah, because we haven't seen it. You know, like
Yeah. Okay. So like for confirmed ones that are already in it.
yeah, I haven't seen the blimp. You know.
Yeah. Westopolis is going to be a good one because it's got like those free fall sections, and we know boost games love to do that.
Plus, Westopolis can kind of be like the blanket for all, which kind of
Yeah.
renders any city stages in here redundant.
Yeah.
That's
but
what you
yeah.
get for trying to do a Shadow the Hedgehog tier list.
Yeah, whenever we're not ranking it based on its origins.
It's gonna get a little easier now, as we move into 06.
Yeah, we are. Oh yeah, we're just ranking like the aesthetic and the overall gimmicks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, White Acropolis. I like this stage, and Generations
Yeah, it's
doesn't have a
cool.
snow stage.
That's true. Doesn't have one. I think it's a good choice.
I'd say it's like a B part 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whereabouts would we put it in B part 1? I'd probably put it above. I'd probably put it at the top of this, to be honest. Top of B part 1.
I put it at least above Prison Island.
That's this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would go so far.
Any other opinions? Gorillas? Dylan?
Did you just call them gorillas?
This sounds like gorilla. Yeah, gorilla. Yeah, because if you say it fast.
Gorillas. Oh, that's amazing. I think he's going to get his burger.
Oh, he's not even. Oh yeah, he's muted.
He's going to get his burger. You know
He's
what?
gonna eat.
He loses
Yeah.
his vote for daring to
That's
eat.
true.
I would put it at the top of B, but if you like your
Let's see, because
You're
yeah,
right
there's
with
a
Canyon.
snow level. Because yeah, they would have to take a lot of liberties with this level, because this section doesn't have the snowboard, because it's
True.
shadows. It doesn't, and you know we have like the destroy 5 towers. I don't know if they would do
but
that.
to be fair, I feel like with 06, simply on the virtue that they're all quite distinctive level themes, you could kind of get away with maybe making destroying those 5 towers more of an action set piece thing that happens kind of in game.
Yeah. Yeah. If this is the only snow level, right?
Technically, it snows during Eggman's facility.
but yeah.
But I mean,
no.
like, you know.
All right, then we could put it at the top of B. I can do that.
Hell yeah. All right. We are talking. Okay. Kingdom Valley. That'd be a good choice, I think.
It's a good level. Yeah. It's more synonymous with Sonic. But
True. I think
so if it was in the regular generation, it's a great pick for normal generations.
you also do the bulk of it as Rouge as well, to be fair.
Oh yeah, in Shadow's version, yeah, and he's on vehicles for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? Like a low B?
Lower B, I would say. I don't know if I'd give it bottom B, but like. And
A
it's
B part 1, I
one,
should
right?
say.
Wouldn't give it
Yeah.
bottom B.
Would we put it above Mad Matrix?
I don't think so. Just on the premise
nah.
that Mad Matrix is more Shadow-like.
It naturally speaks to me more being more of an 06 fan than a Shadow fan, but I think.
Yeah, same.
You get it. I'm going to say Crisis City be a bad choice because we've already had it.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, put it down.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be
I'm
bad
not gonna,
choice, even though I do like
wouldn't-
it.
I wouldn't put it below Seaside Hill. though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crisis
we
City
see
is
just
more
a little less.
appropriate.
Yeah.
But here, aquatic base. Oh, we're not on it yet. Okay.
Oh,
Oops.
yeah. No, so next up is Flame Core.
Flame Core is
Oh, whoops.
pretty epic stage. It would work.
Of course.
But we do have Lava Shelter already.
There are also stages from 06 that I would pick before Lava Shelter.
Like that would you
Not Lava
translate
Shelter,
over.
not fucking Lava Shelter. Flame Core.
If Lava Shelter wasn't in the game, then I would be like, yeah, Flame Core,
been
bring
at-
that
yeah.
music back,
Also,
baby. You know?
So B part 2?
Yeah. B part 2.
Yeah.
Would we put it
But,
above? I mean, we'd probably put it above Central City
Yeah, poor thing, just can't keep up.
Absolutely.
and the fucking
Yeah.
one with the stupid chaoses. And would we put it above Gun Fortress?
Yeah, because
No,
because
if we didn't have Crisis City in the original game, I would say yes.
But this isn't
Ah,
Crisis
But
City.
true.
This is
No.
Flame Core.
I know,
It's-
but it's basically just under the lava level.
Ah,
So-
you're right.
this is a good spot. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
I'm
think
happy
it's
with
good.
that. Okay. Radical Train.
Radical Train.
We've already got Bullet Train, though. Or Bullet, what the fuck it's called.
Bullet Station,
Yeah. Bullet
yeah.
Station. So I feel like that kind of makes it redundant.
True. Assuming
Uh,
Bullet Station makes it in first.
I
know
mean,
which one has
Bullet
priority.
Station is in B part 1, a good choice. I
You
feel
get
like
shot
this
out of
would
a
be-
you get shot
I
out of a
think
cannon in that one.
Yeah.
It does give it
I think
an
bad
edge.
choice for this because aquatic base is a better shadow level to pull from.
Would we say then B part 2?
Above Central City? Yeah.
Okay, above Central City, below
Everything
this.
goes above Central City. Yeah, the arc level is not that bad. It's more fitting.
Okay, arc level above that. All right, next up we've got. Okay, I love Aquatic Base. Aquatic Base is my pick for 06 levels.
I think that'd be an S.
We need like a Robotnik base level in Generations kind of thing.
That's
Well,
true.
even what
Assuming,
Acropolis also
assuming
Egg Fleet, yeah, it doesn't count.
I mean, we put White Acropolis in. Wait, why was White Acropolis?
I don't even remember talking about that.
Oh, they're in order.
Is
Yeah,
that
they're
when
not
I
in
you
alphabetical.
were gone. Yeah.
Yeah, you were gone to get Burger. And we got a new nickname for you as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Gorillas.
What is it?
Gorilla 64.
Gorilla?
Because I said your name fast, it sounded like Gorilla.
Yeah, I've actually heard that. The YouTube auto-generated captions has actually put that on a few of my videos.
Your Gorilla
At the
64
beginning.
now.
Hello, I'm Gorilla 64.
Monkey.
Monkey.
All right, yeah, low. Yeah, that's good.
All right, Wave Ocean. I like
Well, we
it,
already-
but we
got Seaside Hill.
We got Seaside Hill.
Doesn't
yeah.
Omega play that level for Shadow?
No, he plays the first bit of it, and then Shadow does the second half.
Yeah, I
Real
forget.
weird
Well,
level that is.
does it start with the glider in the original? That's not just PO6,
Oh, right,
right?
yeah, it starts with the glider, then you've got
Okay.
Omega, and then you've got Shadow.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bit of a maze kind of deal, where you go through the caves and stuff.
There's like, yeah, you go into the cave, hit a switch.
I would say
and then-
bad choice for
I
Shadow
would
Generation.
put it above Seaside Hill and Crisis City, though. On the
Yeah, just
virtue
yeah,
that it wasn't
Yeah.
in Generations.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings us
Right.
to... okay, I'm just going to say, I did not like Shadow's sand level. With the tidal
Oh,
wave of
right,
sand.
yeah, we have to take
It
his
was
into
awful.
account. Yeah, because you have to. Of course, they would fix that, but yeah, then you go indoor. Dusty Desert as a level would be pretty cool. Because we don't have a. Do we have a desert level
We don't.
in Generations at all?
Maybe
So
we're
I-
giving the silver section almost, but like change it up a bit. Like give it the aesthetic of that one instead.
I feel like
we would start outside, like boosting on the sand. That would be fun, so you don't fall through it, like water. You go through ruins. It's a little similar to Sky Troops, but not too much. I think being the only sand level gives it a bit of an edge.
I
Or
think
are we thinking like a solid low B?
yeah, like a low B part 1.
Yeah.
I'd probably put it below Kingdom Valley as well. Because I feel like
Okay.
Kingdom Valley is a bit more synonymous with 06.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy! That brings us to the Forces ones.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I'm gonna say it. Just
I don't
Shadow
want
running
any of these.
through a city that's on fire is cool. If they could just give
It
us a
is
more
cool.
substantial version of that, I'm game.
That's Crisis City.
We do it. Yeah. We do have the Crisis City dilemma.
I think I mean
It
I
is
would
different.
yeah
It's not
I
exactly the same,
definitely
but-
prefer the aesthetic of the what's it called, Enemy Territory. The
Mm.
little wartime look, whereas like Crisis City's already destroyed, hellfires and that. This
Yeah.
is more militaristic, which I quite like.
It's just, like I feel like there's not enough. Do you think they would really pull from the Forces levels? Do you think they would do that?
I mean, they
No,
don't have much choice,
but-
do they? Like,
I mean, if
there's
they
like a
didn't do
whole
it, if
tier
they
list
didn't
full
do
of
it
levels
for
right there.
if they didn't do it for Frontiers, I don't know if they'll do it for this.
if they want the game to be 9 hours long, they ought to be hauling ass, Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. If they're gonna, they should pull from the, Eggman Empire Fortress or the Metropolitan Highway.
the thing with that
Metropolis.
is, I would love that, but canonically, Shadow didn't run through them.
Oh yeah. Not necessarily. Just in general, like revisiting those areas if they're
Because
gonna at
otherwise,
all.
I would put the Forces Metropolis above Grand Metropolis, because I just prefer...
Game is too recent to banter it again. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I would say
Yeah, but yeah,
A.
I wouldn't.
I would put it in A.
Whoa.
Because I kind of like the idea of Forces stages getting a new lease on life.
I do like that.
They need it,
I feel like if we get better controls for them, though, they're gonna
I'll-
be over even faster.
No, because they
I'll
don't have
settle
to.
for-
Again, they're remixing the stage.
I'll settle for a low A.
low A. Okay, would you
I'll
put
do
it
bottom
below...
of A.
But okay, all right. I'll
Yeah.
I'll concede to that. I mean, I would have put an S, but like I'll concede. So we got Eggman's facility, which is basically White Jungle.
which is
Kinda.
on a water slide.
With water slides, yeah.
Okay, actually,
I mean,
you know,
you're on a
I
water
could see
slide for
them
pretty
doing
much the
that.
whole thing.
Like, if Infinite's actually involved in this, I could see them using that stage, I guess.
I don't want him to be lame Infinite though, because Infinite was lame in that shit. You know.
No, we're assuming they're gonna do a good job on
Give me
all
cool
these.
Infinite. Give me him with his mask and stuff, and he's all, cool. Not that I'm not weak stuff. Keep that out of here.
Yeah. Thankfully, that's right after. So
So
I think I don't know this one. I'm kind of indifferent on this one.
I would say
Okay, that
indifferent
could
too.
still be really funny though. If I could flash back to the idea of Black Doom showing Shadow his memories and making fun of him.
It
Could
would
you
also be
imagine him
cool.
watching the Infinite scene and Black Doom's like, "Wow,
What a
like,
baby.
get a load of that guy."
No, but it would also be quite cool if Infinite was like, look how much of this conflict could have been avoided if you were just nicer to Infinite. And then you kind of got like a Christmas Carol thing going on.
Mercenary?
Are we going for low
Wouldn't it
C
be
or
hard
mid
to
C?
kill
Low C's good.
You know,
I like
never
low
mind.
C.
I'd put it above Frog Forest.
Whoa. Well, assuming the level wasn't just one big water slide, and there
Am
was
I
like
a
more
Forces
actual
fan?
level to
And
it.
if it could have plot significance, I feel like it could be above Frog Forest. Yeah.
Am I
Okay.
becoming a Forces apologist? What's going on here? What's happening to me?
I thought that was my job.
This
Somehow.
show began with nothing but episodes shitting on Sonic Forces, and now I'm just here like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Listen,
that bad.
I'm
Yeah.
not like, I'm not
Right.
saying yeah at all. I don't like those stages.
So
They're
a fully
bad. They're
2D
awful.
Green Hill Zone, fuck no, F deal breaker, rotten bottom, fuck.
Oh,
Just leave
right,
it in the
'cause-
Forces box down there. Don't even put it on.
Don't
yeah,
even
that's
include it
true,
on
yeah.
the tier list.
I forgot it's Green Hill because I was like, oh
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
You know what?
Because
We're
I think
adding another row.
I think this is my favorite Forces level, but then I was like, oh yeah, we can't bring back Green Hill again.
Okay, so
Holy shit, we did it.
we're gonna call this one literally Green Hill. And
Yeah.
so there we have it.
Yo, there's a full gap at the end. It's
What
not
is-
even holding itself up anymore.
What did we achieve here?
It's like you chopped a tree down and it just didn't fall. You just
fell
cut out the
out.
bottom.
The thing is, I'm trying to think of some cool concluding thoughts for this. You know, like so this is what we.
We're
learned,
looking forward to the game.
As you can see, we wouldn't have spent 3 hours working on a tier list of questionable quality
but
and
Shadow
intent.
re-experiences the horrors of Operation Big Wave.
The question is not will Green Hill be in Shadow Generations. The question is which version of it will be. That's for
When
now.
it will be.
They've got a lot to choose from if they want to keep bringing back Green Hill. You know.
Gosh. I mean, all they have to do is pick a non-Green Hill, and it would be better. But I mean,
As
they did
in-
Bridge Island. They were like, all right.
See, when you said non-Green Hill, I thought you could have just meant every stage other than Green Hill from Sonic Forces.
That's true. I forgot about
Such a
that.
stupid name. All right. We're done with this shit. Okay.
Chemical plant. It's a death egg too, right?
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
no. Yes.
Why did they do that? Why did they keep
They
doing
just
that?
wanted to let you know this is the original for sure.
Even though it's not.
Just location-wise, yeah, the design's been totally changed. But regardless, the game is turning 7 years old later. They were just talking about. That's crazy. Along with Mania.
I can't believe Mania's going to turn 17 years old this year.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This needs to stop.
Time has a way of slipping through your pingus. All right, I'm gonna get those super chats gathered up, and then I'll
Oh,
post
yeah.
them. I'll post
Super
them in
chats.
the mailbag.
Yeah,
and
let's
then we
do
can
it.
read through them. So you guys talk amongst yourselves while I figure this out.
Okay.
Let's discuss.
We must discuss what we were. We did a good job on the tier list. That was good. I like
was
that you
fun.
really carried the shadow section because I when we said we were
Yeah.
gonna do this, and I was like, yeah, we can do that. And then I'm looking at all these pictures of the shadow levels, and I'm just thinking, I don't think I played that level. You know, because I don't think I wanted to. Like, I think I wasn't
Yeah,
on
probably-
that pathway ever. You know, like I didn't
Yeah.
even make it there.
Did a few paths. Yeah, just one or two paths.
I'm proud of us. We did good today. Family.
Hey, it was fun. F for family, like our tier list.
Very good.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this for real. We're getting these super chats together.
Sweet.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. We can assume at least probably the arc levels are gonna be back. I don't know what they're gonna like the fact that it's built on a different engine than Generations, like it's basically a different game. I don't know what the heck
can
they're
do a whole
doing.
lot.
I really don't know. Like
I think it's
even
gonna be
with
sort of like
Frontiers,
Frontiersy almost.
I'm
like with
sure it's
Frontiers,
gonna
I
be.
kind of knew, I could infer, but this is just a wild card, even though it's based on a pre-established game.
Tell you what. Do we think it's going to be the best game ever or the worst game ever?
Well, probably neither.
No. It has to be one or the other.
It has to. Well, it's gonna have
Probably the best game ever, then, honestly.
I'm going to go best game ever.
yeah, it would lean
Probably
towards
gonna be
best
best video
for
game
sure,
ever
because it's
made.
already gonna have Generations a part of it. So it's already gonna
yeah,
be good.
I mean, if it's different like exe file though, then it's its own thing. Because I think what's happening here is that they wanted. This is a game. Okay, this is a game.
I'm with you.
Video game.
They couldn't justify selling it for full price, so they threw in Generations.
Bundle, sure.
Yeah, that's my theory. My game theory.
Yeah.
Do you think
Indeed.
it's a short game?
Okay, so I guess the order we'll do this in is Dylan, you'd be reading first, then me, then Big.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Dylan, you want to
Okay.
start
Oh,
us
yeah,
off?
they're in the. Yeah, I see.
Oh, yes, in mailbag. And yeah, for the one you got to read, I'll put a little burger emote under it.
Okay.
All right, Dylan. Burger.
Okay.
Linda.
First one from that Jordo, $2. They said Fortnite Battle Pass. Thank you very much.
I've already unlocked Peter Griffin.
Yeah. The best character.
Also, Dylan,
Maybe.
It reminds me of our group chat with Frank that's called Fawntite.
I didn't even try to spell it. I just hammered the keyboard.
All right, I'm up with Christoph77 Burger. With $10 US. Keep up the good work, lads. The podcast is fantastic in its new format. BikuriBox12, your analysis and love of the games and music you talk about is always a joy to watch. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you. I actually thanked this person in chat earlier too, which is nice. Hopefully they saw it.
You are not supposed to talk to them.
I didn't. I typed. We couldn't
Alright.
talk yet. The stream wasn't up.
All right,
Am
Big,
I up
you're up
next?
with Burger
Our-
HD.
Dragon Fruit, $5. Happy National Pizza Day. I don't know about. Is that South by Southwest? What is that? Sonic Shadow.
Oh, Sonic
Right,
Shadow.
yeah, the Sonic the Shadow Generations. But Sonic 3 Knuckles looks sick as hell. Hope you guys stay wizard, as the kids would say. What?
No,
I don't think
that's-
I've heard anybody say that.
No, that's a
but
big
I
old
like it.
you boys. That is
a
deep
reference.
lore. Our previous host Wayne had a catchphrase. He used to say, "That's pretty wizard," as the kids would say.
Oh, okay.
Well done.
It's a little
All right.
memoriam to our fallen soldier. But
Well, you got the
I-
best guy to read it.
I love that we can refer to these two projects as Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah, I
and the
saw that
show, yeah.
post. It's pretty good.
All right, Dylan, you're up. Linda.
All right. So, from Martin Lord, that's, what is that, 50 euros?
No, that is £49.99. And Jesus
It
Christ,
was a
thank you,
little E.
Martin.
Yeah, thank
Wow,
you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I can't read you. Hold on, there's a pop-up blocking the screen, and I can't see your
Come
message.
on,
Okay, here.
Dylan, come on!
I'm sorry. Hey, listen, it's technological problems. What is the collective noun for all the lovely podcasts that just showed up in my feed? A pod? A net? A herd? Thanks for those who can't reliably make streams. Thanks from those who can't reliably make streams.
What should we
You're
do?
welcome. Thank you.
A Quidgibo. Little Simpsons reference from all the way back in season 1.
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Where they're playing the Scrabble and Bart's like a Quidgibo.
Whoa. Yeah. I haven't heard that in years.
Little deep cut there.
Unlocking memories.
But yes, Martin, thank you for the very generous super chat. How could you be so fiscally irresponsible? But I ain't complaining, keep it up. And to all of you who got bombarded with like 72 notifications of new episodes being uploaded, I apologize. That is because we've I have hooked up the RSS feed from Podbean to here, so it automatically uploads all of the podcast episodes onto YouTube now. But it's going to clutter the thing up, and it's going to clutter up your notifications. So from now on, they're going to upload as unlisted, but they are in a podcast playlist that is not unlisted. So you can now listen to them without having to skip intros and stuff. You can fall asleep to them, which I encourage. That way, we let the ads in the mid-rolls play out, and you won't even notice them. You'll be asleep. So yeah, there's that. Thank you again, Martin Lord Burger. Okay, Sonic Fan 1661 sends $5. My favorite part of Unleashed was when he said it's unleashed in time and unleashed all over those guys. Mr. Nubbin.
I saw when he sent this.
Those guys.
What a statement.
Oh, you got a fun one, Bick. Okay, I got a lot of explaining to do here, but Burger.
Jeez, I get another one where I won't get it.
You won't
Jamal
get it.
Simmons, $2. Happy B Theory Weekend Milk Bro Forever.
First of
Thank
all,
I'm pretty new too, so I'm still learning some things.
I mean, you
But I
found out
learned
what
one of
B
these
theory
things.
was the other week, Dylan.
Yeah.
But, first of all, Bick, we don't call him Jamal Simmons. We call him our pal Jamal. Otherwise, he will not know that he is our pal. But basically, there's a lot going on here, which refers to like the first generation of the show. So B theory. People are going to get tired of me explaining this, but B theory was a theory I came up with as to why rings exist. And my theory was that it was the ecosystem's way of helping Sonic to defeat Dr. Robotnik and any threats to it. In that, magic bees would fly around in little circles and produce rings that lead the direction Sonic needs to go. The rings come from bee butts, and everyone thought it was very stupid.
So Charmy
Not
is a
Charmy,
very
no,
important
not him.
character. Oh,
No, he's a different kind of bee. These are like photorealistic bees.
I see. Is this tying to Honeycomb Highway at all, or?
No, it's just magic bees.
No, the bees don't make it to Lost Text. They're just on the regular.
They die
Sonic
by
world.
the time they're up there. I don't know how those rings got there. I too would rather die than be in Sonic Lost World.
They have their own bees up there.
It's funny because I don't think Lost World's even a bad game. I just hate it. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is a weird one. Like every time I look at it, I'm like, this seems like something I should love, and I play it. And I'm like, I like one level,
It's
and then that's it. And then I'm just like, dang it! It's just, I think it is the control. It's not that I can't get used to it. It's that I'm used to it, and I still don't like it.
For me, I don't like how plastic the art style looks, how unlived in the world feels, and I don't like how Mario the whole thing's trying to be.
Yeah, I just think there's not really the movement is not like all you can really
It's
do
not
that's
up to
crazy is
snuff.
like you can spin dash across a gap, and that is about it. But everything's flat anyway, usually.
It really doesn't make
That's
me
why,
feel like Sonic.
The more platforming, it's like that game just doesn't really want to be a Sonic game. So I'm like, go all in on the platforming, but it doesn't really do that either. So like that's why the really platform heavy stages I think are where it starts to get a little better, but then it still kind of has like weird automation and invisible springs and flat landscapes.
What's weird though is that it has the most authentic ball physics of any of the modern Sonic games, simply based on that fucking snowball.
Yeah, it's true.
So weird. Ah, Dylan, you gotta pronounce that name right there. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Burger. You gotta
okay,
try
so
it.
this is is it Pfeiffer?
Probably.
Pfeiffer?
Do you want me to try it?
Pfeiffer
I kinda wanna
BB10 TMJAGP with the 5. And I looked this up because I'm stupid and I don't know. The South African Rand. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Wow.
Let's see. Hey guys, first, sorry about the name. Like we're just joking around. I just don't know how to pronounce your name.
There's a lot of
Hey
letters
guys,
and numbers
first
in it.
time writing here. Love the show. Did you see that
Alila.
Alila. Yeah, I can't read either. Sorry.
Alila Brown. Are you okay?
Alila Brow basically confirmed she's playing Maria by memes. She's playing Maria by memes. Is her SM? I'm not
Okay,
sure.
so
what the slap
basically,
bit-
in like her Instagram
Sorry.
story, She basically posts the picture reacting to the people that are kind of celebrating the fact she's going to die, basically. It doesn't necessarily confirm it, but it does acknowledge it. She's in on it, basically.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's very interesting. So, can you imagine, like, do you think she knows anything about Sonic or, like, knew about Sonic before this?
It's
Or do
going
you
to be
think
so
she just-
interesting, but there must have surely been someone involved in the production that must have been like, listen, you're a little girl, you're blonde, everyone is going to assume you're going to die, and if you do, they're all going to clap. But nothing personal, kid. It's not about you.
Do we know if Kellen Quinn is a Sonic fan?
I don't...
People were speculating just because he like fits so well with the music. People were like, dude, he must be a fan.
Crush 40 are not Sonic fans. That's the interesting part.
No, I know, but they were doing it a while.
I also remember the time when like they asked like Roger Craig Smith, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, like what are their favorite Sonic songs? And
Favorite Sonic games? He's like,
I saw that, yeah.
and Colleen was like the Sega jingle.
She just sung it, yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I know. It's like,
No, that's fair. I mean, it's
it's their job, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's work at the end of the day, you know?
It's like you're putting them on a...
It's like how Mike Pollock always says it. They're like, well, what's your favorite thing? And he's like, the one where I get paid.
Yeah, it's like, well...
I appreciate the honesty.
I guess we'll ask... Yeah, I guess we'll
I mean,
ask
like,
some
it's a
different
job.
questions.
I totally get that. I feel the same way.
And they do a good job regardless, so what does it matter, you know? Like...
Yeah. Of course, it's always more exciting when the people involved are somehow mega fans, but that's rarely the case.
Devin Mack,
Yeah, I
I
mean-
believe, is a mega fan. Although, when he was asked, what's your favorite Sonic game, he said Sonic 1, and I refuse to believe it.
Probably like, right, yeah, one of
Hey,
the...
he is
first-
Sonic, dude. He gets to say, he can say.
Whose favorite
That's
Sonic
not-
game is 1, though?
Sonic?
They exist.
It ain't right, I tell you. It ain't right, I tell you
I
what.
used to like Sonic 1 more than
That
Sonic
boy
2.
ain't right.
But I've learned.
All right, well,
What was it?
I'm now up with Burger Crispy Ruffles with $5. Oh boy. Okay, so another one I'm going to have to explain to you, Big. Off topic, but I've been searching for the foreskin conversation for a while now. Mind telling me what episode that was? Truth be
Well, I can
told,
kind of
Crispy...
infer what that is.
Truth be told, Crispy Ruffles, I don't know what episode the foreskin conversation was in, but it had our highest viewership of any live instance. So...
That's upsetting.
It was a brilliant conversation. It was fantastic. And I understand why you want to find it. My only advice I can give you is turn off ad block, watch every Sunset City episode, and find it for yourself.
Until you find it.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Fair enough.
Burger. You're up, Vic.
Oh, I'm up. It's after the... Is it Seaman?
Yes, Seaman.
It's singular with $7.99. Oh, shoot. What is that
He
currency?
means the Sega
Australia, I
franchise, that
think.
one.
Australian currency? I wasn't sure if it was at a different name.
Crocodile
$7.99.
bucks.
Love the show, guys. Here's some money to go towards a bowling game or a model train or something. Hashtag release the puka. What is that? Is that another reference?
Yeah, it's another reference, Vic.
I like trains now. I got my limit.
So that is a reference to... I went and filmed a documentary of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo when we had the old crew together and everything. And there was quite a debate because we found human fecal matter on the side of a street, and I filmed it, and I wanted that to be the opening shot of the documentary with the big caption Portland over it, like Civil War style.
Oh.
And the other fellas were really objecting to this. They were like, no, do not put the poo in there. No one's going to watch it if you put the poo in there. I was like, I want to put the poo in there. I want to have that poo right there. And I mean, where would you say you sit on this? Do you think the poo should be in
This
there?
is like Alfred Hitchcock wanting to put the toilet in Psycho.
Listen,
It has to be in.
I'm a film guy, you know. I like
Exactly
having.
like
I understand the message you're trying to send.
I gotta have the imagery, you know. I mean, but what do you think? Poo or no poo?
I'm gonna say no poo, because like I like to watch movies when I'm eating, and I just don't want to see that.
That makes me want to put the poo in it.
You want to get a reaction out of people.
Why would
I
you
under-
hurt me like this intentionally?
Provocative.
If it was my own thing, I probably wouldn't do it. But for you, I would say go for it.
I'm taking that as an
See,
absolute
that's a terrible
yes.
idea if it were me, but
The compromise we originally met was that there would be 2 cuts, one with the poop and one without the poop. But
Everything
now,
else is the same.
But now that I am CEO of Sunset City, I feel like we should just
it.
release
The
the poop cut. You know, get it out there. Make that the only version.
How'd you know it was human feces?
Oh, it was so human feces. I can't explain.
Well, that's
Okay.
unfortunate.
All right.
Welcome
All
to
right.
Sunset City.
Take your word for it.
12.
I see.
So next up,
Wait,
we have.
That's the last one.
So next up, we have Sonic Fan 1661 with $2. You should let fans submit their own PowerPoints. Not a bad idea. I think that could actually be funny at some point. Like, I feel like I gotta make a few more so everyone just has the tone and understanding of how it works.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
If you want to,
Just a few more.
If you want to do a PowerPoint party thing and you want to submit your own stuff, okay. Send us an email at sunsetcitypc@gmail.com. Include the PowerPoint. Make sure you've got your name on the PowerPoint's opening slide, and provide us with a script, and we will happily read it out. But do be advised that we will be profiting off of your work, and I won't give you any of it. So,
Yeah.
that's just how it goes.
It's like how we can play other people's games and monetize it.
Exactly. And final burger. This one is for me. I guess we're going to
Burger.
probably say super chat cutoff. Super chat cut off. Okay, and I'm also just going to quickly check that we don't have any special messages via... no, nothing via Twitch. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so final one. Mr. SP with $5 US. If this game and Sonic Movie 3 are great, we can safely say this is the best era of Sonic, and this comes from someone who grew up with the Genesis era. That makes me happy. That makes me a little tingly inside. What do you guys think?
It seems
I would
like a
be
lot of
happy to see
people
that.
are. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are kind of having that viewpoint. Like Sonic's just become more mainstream again. Like people that weren't talking about it a few years ago now are, whether or not they're seeing the movies or getting the games.
I
Hey,
also
We're
I mean,
starting
they
to
really turned
see-
me around on it. Like, I was kind of fed up with everything.
Yeah, we've seen like the plan kind of unwrap slowly. Like whenever Izuka says he knows like what the next 3-4 Sonic games are gonna be, now we kind of see why, because they had them all sandwiched together with like a bunch of different teams working on them at the same time, or around the same time.
the Sonic cinematic universe. I also like that modern Sonic has got a lot more goodwill lately as well.
He's
Yeah, I
actually
mean-
in better standing than classic Sonic right now.
Because around whenever Boom came out, to circle back to the beginning, like right after 2015, probably the worst reputation 3D Sonic could have had.
We got ourselves
I
a
got-
palindrome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah, it was rough. You couldn't really,
Oh
you
god.
just couldn't talk about it.
Uh-oh, there is a skeleton behind us.
Whoa, was he the palindrome
Oh.
skeleton?
Nah, he's just a regular skeleton.
He only
Um,
shows up when palindrome.
He is a skeleton of fun, and that's why we invite him on the show on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, his
Um,
hands are getting it.
But he usually signifies that the show is coming to an end, which is
Yeah.
where we go around the table and promote our shit. Let's start with you, Bakuri Box 12. What do you got for us?
Well, I am BikuriBox12 on YouTube, and that's where I make my generally now Sonic content, where I just kind of review whatever game has come my way, but I also review like whatever other indie project I'm kind of into at the time, if I can get around to it. But yeah, it's kind of like review stuff and whatnot.
Hell
And
yeah.
that's what I do.
What's next? What can we expect from you next?
What is your best video? Which one?
Answer
Probably
both
the one that's
questions
about to
at
come out.
once.
Yeah, the one that's about to come out, Final Horizon
Ooh.
review. I think so. Only because it's so long, so it's like it's got everything in it.
Nice. Okay.
I think I definitely spent the most time on it, so I think I've got it exactly where I want it to be. And I'm glad it'll finally be out. It's been almost 5 months since I've uploaded.
Ooh, that's gonna feel great. You finally get that thing out.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and go crazy after that. There's a lot of Sonic fan games, fan game demos, non-Sonic stuff. I gotta play Forces Overclocked, you know? Like,
Forza
Ooh,
Overclocked is
that's a
great.
good one.
yeah, there's a lot I gotta do. I eventually review Superstars. It's not punctual anymore, not that that matters, but now I'm like Final Horizon had the priority. I'm like, Superstars, I can get to that one, you know, whenever.
Any
not like-
intentions of Dream
It's not
Team?
going anywhere.
Oh, right, Dream Team. Probably after. It's not it's after Superstars for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. I'll see. Yeah, I kind of gotta get in the groove when the excitement's there.
Dream on, kid.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Dylan, what you got? What are you working on?
Well, I'm still working on the same kind of stuff as I say every week. I'm working on the Chibi Robo video because I've been I've been a little addicted to those. Those have been pretty fun. Figured I wanted to talk about those. And I'm hanging in there. I'm doing well. I did some okay, here's big life stuff, right?
Okay.
I actually did the dishes and threw out trash yesterday.
Hell yeah.
So I'm working on a lot of things, you
Did
know?
you finally stop cheating on your wife as well?
Yes.
Good. Last. Broke her heart, Dylan.
I'm not married. Just not anymore.
Traded his wedding ring for an Xbox at the pawn shop.
I would
Where's
never
the
do
pawn
that. It
shop?
would be a Wii U or something.
No, it was the Xbox 360e. Remember the Xbox 360e?
No.
Yes, I think that's the one I have.
The E? What does the E stand
It
for?
was where they
I don't
tried to
know.
make it kind of in line with the Xbox One. Like, shape-wise. It's like the most obscure of all the Xboxes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy one, I don't think.
Yeah, you didn't buy it. You traded in your wedding ring for it.
Exactly. I didn't buy it.
Well. Hell yeah.
Anyway, what's Channel Pup doing? What are you up to?
Yeah, well, now that I'm done finally updating the Podbeans and stuff, I'm gonna get back to work on my own YouTube channel. So, it's gonna be completely redundant to you guys, but, I am gonna be making a video on the Knuckles TV series, expectations, theories, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
But, yeah, it will not be 2.5 hours long, so that's the trade-off. You get a concise version of my thoughts on that.
Well,
And then just, yeah, the regular grind.
we did
after
not
that.
talk about Knuckles for 2 hours.
I'm not going to talk about Knuckles 2 hours. And I am still working on the poop cut, so for those that want to see it, yes, you are in for a crunchy treat. And, yeah. So...
It's so close. You could call it the pup cut, almost.
Oh, I can't, though. Because that's
Yeah,
And it
reserved
starts
for...
with shit.
That's
Is that the
reserved
regular
for something
version?
else.
All right. Okay.
That's reserved for when I just punch someone. It'll be called a pupper cut. Dylan, look forward to seeing you again, man.
Thanks, man. You too.
It's been real.
It's been good. I guess we're signing off. That was pretty
No,
good.
I was just saying. I was just implying I was just going to
Thanks.
uppercut you next time I
He's
see
about to
you.
get on the
Block.
plane.
Very
and
great
fly
to have
away.
you with us today.
Yes, I agree with Dylan. It has been very, very good to have you with us today.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. This was a great turnout.
Well, if you're ever back in the
It's very
neighborhood, you're
fun.
more than welcome to join us again, man.
Will do.
Hell yeah. All right, then. Well, anyone got any last words that they think would be a good ending for the episode?
I ate my food and I'm full now.
I'm gonna have to join that soon. I'm gonna eat right after this.
Yeah, I got a bit of leftover burger to eat.
Nice.
You know how it is.
Burger.
Hell yeah.
And then.